Oh, baby, it is time. Did somebody say esports? Zeph, how you doing, my friend? You're off center again.
Gosh darn it.
This Skype window is just like... It wants to work one day, and then one day it's just like, you know what, forget it. Anyway, what's up, guys? Good to see you all. I gotta give a shout out. First, I'm gonna fix Zeph, and then I have to give a very special shout out. Zeph, talk to me. How are you feeling today, mate?
I'm feeling pretty darn good. It is the first day that we're going to have the VSL Team League kicking off. It's going to run for next week. Oh my god, so many good players. 4 groups of 4 were selected last night after the individual league where Impact took the win over Hero with a crazy score of 3-0. Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers, guys.
That is a spoiler. It's your fault.
Yeah, that's right. If it is a spoiler, that is your fault. You need to get better at watching esports. All right, I think I fixed Zeph to the best of my abilities as quickly as I could. Special shout out, first of all, to Fryzy or Freezy in the chat. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It is F-R-Y-S-I-E-E. I think that's Fryzy. Fryzy, dude. He's a fellow Australian, and I can tell because of how his message is worded. Sorry for not being a sub, bit of a shit cunt. I'm allowed to say that because I'm Australian. Don't worry, mate. But you and ZG are 2 amazing people I've followed for a long time. This is a donation directly to Rifkin, by the way. Much love and glad to be able to hang out for some late night shenanigans. Kappa, no Kappa, am I right? Of course you're happy to be here, Fryzy. That's a $100 donation to BaseTradeTV. Huge!
Damn, dude.
Huge!
That's pretty amazing. Thanks, pal, for supporting BaseTradeTV. They're a good bunch.
They're one of the best bunches. They're the #1 community casting channel, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Exactly. They have the best tournaments on at the moment. I mean, we've had so much VSL goodness. Lima League lives here as well, amongst many, many other casts that I am not awake for, so I can't list them all. But yeah, I'm pretty pumped, man. First day of VSL Team League.
Yeah. I mean, if you're not pumped, then I'd say go to hospital to get your nerve endings checked because there's something going wrong there. I think that your eyes maybe not connected to your brain, or maybe your heart's not as beating as fast as it should be, because it is going to be pretty insane. Whoop, whoop, whoop. You are going off and on here. Skype is really being a pain in the ass. You know how... Do you remember when Skype used to save esports and it wasn't actually the worst program in the whole world?
I don't know. I've got to search pretty far back in my memory for that.
Yeah, it was a while back. Anyway, this is the bit of a lowdown here for the overview. I might actually just move this down to the bottom just temporarily. Just temporarily. I know it's going to want to be at the top there eventually, but there it is. So there is the prize pool, guys. 2 million Korean won for first place, and it goes down from there to 4th, obviously 4 teams. So everyone's getting paid, but how much to be decided. With a 5 million Korean won bank overall, it's pretty sick. And this is all kill best of 7. So if you guys are missing GSTL, you're from the old days and you miss GSTL, that all kill best of 7 format, it's back, baby. It's here for VSL. I love this format. I really missed it.
Yeah, this is actually my favorite Team League format for sure. I can't wait to see how this goes down. And what 5 million Korean won isn't actually a lot of money for the caliber of players that we have today. You know, that's about like I think it's $1,700 US first prize, split between 4.
Well, there you go, and there's the teams. So, Team Zest offhand looking pretty incredible. Beyond Jockji and Classic. Impact, the guy that won the whole thing, the VSL Individual League with 3-0 win over Hero. He has got Patient, Stats, and Forte. That's going to be a pretty scary group. They're all scary groups, but I got to say that for me, personally, Impact and Zest looks the scariest. Hero, of course, Bjol, Bunny, and Trust. And, oh, God. They wouldn't let me read out Rogues. But we're going to get Impact versus Zest to come up first. They're really quick there at the VSL production line. They like to shoot. They like to have a quick trigger finger.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Sure. So this is the format, guys. It's a double elimination tournament where the teams play each other, as we mentioned in all kill format. Impact versus Zest on the top there, and Hero versus Rogue. The 2 winning teams will go on to face each other for a spot in the finals.
Yeah. That's right, and it's double elim, which is great. So this means that, of course, back to the top. Oh, yeah. That just means that we're going to see those teams more than once, at least twice.
Yeah.
Hopefully more than that if you're a fan of said team or said players. But, yeah. And I'm not sure how the grand final works, like whether or not they get a map advantage for coming from losers, from staying in winners, coming back from losers. I mean, the double elim can get a little bit relaxed with the rule set, depending on who's running it. So we'll find out as time goes along. I mean, all the rules are actually probably there for me to read on the Liquipedia right now. Actually, we'll click on that. For you guys, I did link it earlier in the chat, but I'll link it again. There is a Liquipedia link to this tournament. It just says best of 7 all kill. So I'm guessing that the grand finals is just whoever comes from losers, and it's just best of 7 all kill all over again. So there's nothing crazy like that.
Yeah.
There it is. Done. In the link there for the chat. Of course, there doesn't need to be any delay or like stream delay or anything like that. We can interact with you guys very, very quickly because, you know, there's nothing to stream cheat off of because this is a clean feed from YouTube once again for you guys who may not be aware. That's how it's been rolling here for VSL. There is Team Impact with a bit of a close-up. Look at these handsome nerds.
Again, the production's so insane for VSL. Really well done. Pretty good team there. Forte was the last pick last night in the draft.
Yeah, last overall. He was the last kid. He was the skinny kid in the sports team.
Yeah, he's probably the one with the least achievements out of all the players that were in this top 16. But, you know, he's a good choice nonetheless because it's a Terran to round out that composition.
Yeah, I think Rogue's the only one that doesn't have a Terran in his group, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, stats, a GSL winner, not too shabby. The last GSL winner, which means his winner is the most relevant of all. But, of course, being a GSL winner is something that remains in your resume for your whole life. And it looks like Impact's going to go out first here for his team. The captain going to lead the charge.
Oh, not wasting any time.
Yeah, get him out there. So they're looking to close it out nice and quickly by here. They're chucking out their quote-unquote strongest player. Impact, of course, the winner of the final for the individual league. Pretty big deal.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to see this format make a comeback, and I do wonder if Impact is going to be able to pull off a 4-0 or anything. I don't think there's a high likelihood of that happening.
I mean, we said that he wouldn't beat Hero in the grand final. Cameraman can just center that real quick. There it is. So we said that he wouldn't have much chance against Hero, and he surprised us all by closing that out in a 3-0 in games that actually weren't close. So, I mean, if Impact goes full Super Saiyan here, I can see him doing well against Team Zest, but again, this is a team with more GSL winners than anything, than any other team in this bracket. So, let's have a look at Team Zest right here. That is the opponent, or one of these four will be the opponent for Impact to start things off. Captain Zest, one semi-finalist, everyone else, not else making it, but that is Beyond right there, the world champion, just behind Captain Zest. And behind him is Jockchi, who's also a champion, and Classic, again, a champion.
Yeah, that is probably the sickest team to me. So good.
Yeah.
I don't think they need a Zerg in there at all. If anyone, like, maybe sub out Jockchi, but he was chosen early on. They snatched him up and they went, yep, definitely want this guy on my team. Ooh. After they trolled him like 3 or 4 times.
Looks like Jockchi going to go up first here. TVZ to start things off. Ooh. So how's Jockchi's TVZ form lately? I haven't seen him play in a little bit. He does generally enter Elimo League, that sort of thing. So you do see him in those community tournaments quite often. He's been in the OSC tournaments as well.
Yeah, it has been a little while since I've seen him play. I'm actually not even sure what team he's on, aside from Team Zest, that is.
He's on Team Is Imber, I think. No, sorry, that's Forte. Jockchi's not on a team, he's teamless.
Team Revolution.
Oh, there you go, alright. Well, Liquipedia says that he's teamless.
Illegal Act says Team Revolution, so I'm not sure which one.
Illegal Act's probably more accurate.
Yeah.
So, Team Revolution, okay. Very nice.
Yeah, as of late, he hasn't had any amazing results. He did actually go down to Impact in VSL Season 1 itself, so obviously he's feeling a little bit more confident here going up straight away. Yeah,
I mean, maybe Team Zest just wants to probe Impact a little bit. So Team Impact's kind of like putting their captain up first, but I wouldn't say that Impact is the strongest player in the group, even with his recent performances. And I think Team Zest is putting out their weakest player, just to see if Jockey can get a couple scalps. Obviously, that'd be a fantastic start for Team Zest before the heavyweights come on in.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're just seconds away from starting up here. This is the starting screen with the starting music, and it's going to be on Honor Ground to start things off with. Which, you know, spawn dependent, could turn out really good or really bad for each race here. It is one of those maps that it's a giant 4-player map, and if it's cross spawns off the bat, that's already a good start for the Zerg.
Yeah, and I assume that the map order is... do you reckon they know the map order before they,
I'm not too sure.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see if they know the maps beforehand, because I think that previously was the case. As we load into Honor Grounds here, see where exactly the spawns are at, and what we're going to see here for our first game of the day at TVZ. Team Zest and Team Impact going head-to-head.
That's right, and in the bottom right here, that is the captain himself of Team Impact, Impact. And the top left, that's Jockey, Team Zest.
Certainly is.
So, Zeph, you know what time it is.
Yeah, I'm a little bit behind you. Let me just refresh to try and save you refreshing the stream. I'm in 20 seconds.
All right, I need to pause then. You let me know when you're at 34.
Oh my god, you're so far ahead.
So far ahead.
Sorry guys.
Generally the way it is.
Seconds more. Hey, don't be mean. All right, unpause.
Just teasing. Zeph's actually never lost a best of 3 against me in any of our fun games that we played against each other, so...
You got close though.
Yeah, I did get close. I actually, Zest and I last best of 3 we played, I did a 2-1-1, and it went so well. I killed her 3rd hatchery, like a bunch of banelings, a bunch of queens. I killed her 3rd hatchery, and I'm like, okay, I've won the game, because I've never lost from that point. But somehow, Zeph managed to... I nearly called you Zest there, sorry, Freudian slip. I'm already thinking with my pants. But Zeph managed to clinch that game out on Abyssal Reef, and I couldn't believe it. Just goes to show how bad I am against Lingbane Muta.
Yeah, man. The A move is pretty hard to do.
Yeah, your A move was pretty incredible. I can't believe that you have that single Ani hotkey and you just A left click everywhere and win. That's pretty amazing.
It really hard.
Yeah, it does seem like it needs a lot of practice to be good at, for sure. Clearly your skill's been honed. All that time off ladder didn't really slow you down one bit. So we have this Reaper expand here for Jockey. Of course, this is a good map for this kind of build, because, you know, it's the fastest scouting unit for Terran, and this is a big map. You need to find your opponent right quick, because they can do things like, you know, if their Overlord spots you first or something like that, they just bane bust you. So definitely an option. But we have full cross spawns here, so this is already a nice bit of room for impact here, and generally just to explain things further, if you guys don't actually, you know, play much of the game yourself, Zerg like to have a lot of space. They like to be able to react, expand, drone, and know when something's coming across the map. Of course, you know, there's plenty of ways for Terran to hide that, but generally with more space, the Zerg is a lot more comfortable, because they don't want to be able to, in a situation where they're expanding towards their opponent. Unless it's CVZ, of course.
Exactly, and Terran play is still very much that sort of first push that comes through the map, and then it keeps getting reinforced at some point in the game. Maybe that's the mid game, maybe that's the late game, but that's when you really do not want to be close to your Terran opponent, because the reinforcement point is going to be so much closer to you, and it's that little bit harder to hold off. At least on Undergrounds, you have a lot of different pathways for run-bys. Similarly, a lot of places you can probably drop as well with your medevacs. But you also have like a lot of surface area to cover if you want to walk across the map, so it does give the Zerg much more breathing room. Yeah,
true that. I'm just going to turn you up a little bit in my headset to make sure that I'm not drowning you out and that the game's not drowning you out. At the moment, the game music is like as loud as you are, and I want you to be serenading me, not this wonderful StarCraft 2 soundtrack. So this looks like a 2-on-1 here from Jockey. We'll see the starport pretty shortly. So that's the big stim medevac timing. Of course, you know, is still waiting for that starport. There it goes. Looks like he may have missed a beat or two on that 2-on-1. Can be tricky. Oh, a nice Overlord pickup in the early game. Supply blocks impact.
Oh dear, he's gonna even lose some Marines here out in the middle of the map to pay for that Overlord's death.
Yeah.
So a little bit of revenge here, and in fact he keeps all those lings alive, which is pretty nice, but Impact does take a supply block for that. Puts a bit of a hiccup in his micro, unfortunately. Macro, rather, excuse me.
Yeah, that's right. Impact coming in here. Sorry. Jockey coming into Impact's third, having a bit of a look-see. The Reaper gets into the main, sees the Evo chamber, sees the spawning pool, and knows what he's up against. So in this downtime, real quick, shout out to Fishy1337 for subscribing 5 months in a row. Thank you very much for your patronage, my friend. You're one of those soldiers. You're one of the elite. You're a passion lord. My favorite kind of person. So we have a Overlord Scout here for Impact's going to see that there's the back natural of Jakji here. Not too much to be seen as far as tech goes. He will be able to see from this Marine count that it is going to be a 2-1-1. And like you said, those Marines got taken out a little bit earlier, which means that it's going to have less punch. There's a lot of those Marines. You know, basically, you have to load every single Marine that you've made. Like, there is no... You can't miss a beat with Marine production if you want to have fully loaded medevacs. And as you see, there's just one medevac loaded here.
Exactly. And there is a nice couple of places you can drop with this sort of pressure, especially between the third base and the main base, because you've got that little ledge there. But with Queens, it's much easier to hold off as long as they're in the right position to snipe those medevacs. But it looks like he's actually holding off for a second. Did spot an Overlord here that he wants to get rid of. I'm not sure if he can reach.
No, he won't be able to get that. Oh, maybe. Oh, no, he does. Wow.
You were saying?
Yeah, I was saying. It's okay. I've been wrong now. That means I can just cast the rest of the night and not have to worry about it, because I know I'm going to be wrong eventually, and it's good to get it out early in game 1. So, look at Impact. Already, as soon as the 5-minute mark hits, makes a bunch of lings, drops spores. He knows exactly what this is. He's going to be safe and sound by the looks of things.
Yeah, it should be well and truly a-okay. Look how many queens he's got. I mean, that should just not be an issue at all. Does need to be a little bit careful, because I think all of his queens are at the front at the moment. So that's kind of prime opportunity for those medevacs to slither around into a different location where those queens aren't, and they'll have to waddle over. But he does have enough lings on the ground to whereby I don't think that's going to be a big issue either way. The Baneling Nest is also finishing, as well as the lair.
That's right, it's getting ready for Tier 2 here. Looks like Jakji has unloaded his Marines, going for a stim in. Plenty of Queens here, the bit of Transfuse energy as well. They are going to bat this back. Lots of Lings to help them out as well. You know, like you said, the Queens are all here. They're not really at the hatcheries defending. But he does still have Queens injecting, I'm pretty sure. It's not uncommon to have this many Queens, I think. Well, we got a stim in, getting a couple creep tuners. It's a nice little pick off there. Not losing too much. And Impact Spore spreading is actually quite good. He has some in the back natural, he has some at the front and main here as well, because he's a clever Zerg, and there's that Spire going down straight away.
Good, good. Yeah, Lingbane Muta is the way to go on this map, really, because you got so much space to cover. It's going to help you out against those drops. And it's also going to give you a bit of harassment opportunities as well, especially when the Terran's moving out on the map, because this is one of those areas where if they get too far out, maybe about the middle of the map, they actually can't run home to defend against Mutas if they've forgotten about building some proper defense there.
Looks like Jakji's actually sending a couple dropships across the map into the back natural. The Observer just hearing me somehow, some way. And he's just had some Marines here to try and pull Impact's attention away as he pressures this 4th base. But the drop is happening in the back natural. Not too much from Impact here yet. He'll have to split his forces if he wants to defend.
Nice target fire on that medevac.
He's going to get that hatchery.
This base is definitely going to get denied. Yeah, he doesn't quite have the firepower.
That's a kill,
too. That was a kill.
Wow. Big blunder there from Impact, losing that hatchery. That's 300 minerals down the drain. The Marines are just engaging these Queens, and there's a bit of transfuse energy, but Impact not transfusing in time, loses all the Queens at the front here, and that is definitely worth the 4 Marines left behind here. Jakji did get cleaned up in the back natural by the looks of things. No, he hasn't yet. So he's been trading all over the place, and all of a sudden Jakji managed to pull this game ahead for him. He was actually starting to fall behind in macro. Impact was spiraling out of control there, but that little attack there from Impact certainly reset the board.
Yeah, Impact just didn't really do a good job of defending that. Didn't split his units up well enough, couldn't quite get the Queens in the right position, and it all fell apart from there. So that was actually really sick for Jakji, because that now helps put a stop to the creep spread, and he's still not done. He's going to go for this 4th hatchery once again, and this time he does cancel, but he's delayed that for so long, and he does have 3 bases himself.
Yeah, gets in the hatchery there for free, just the cost of 1 stim. He has 1-1 Marines with 2-2 on the way here. Impact's upgrade's not as impressive as yet. We have Widowmine spread here with a bunch of Marines. He's ready for the anti-Lingbane Muta composition. He's even boosting some medevacs over to reinforce. Muta's coming in here, leading the charge. Banelings, oh, a massive hit on that Widowmine, taking out so many Banelings from Impact's army.
Yeah, and immediately Impact pulls back, morphs a couple more. He's not committing too heavily to the Banes. Still getting out small lings as well. He really wants to defend that 4th base. It cannot get cancelled again. That would just be disastrous. He's almost got +1 on those mutas as well. He does have the same upgrades as his opponent on the ground as well. 2 drops behind is getting deflected. Nice moves by Jack to try and hit in 2 places at once.
Yeah, love the picture-in-picture here. Looks like a lot of Zerg units. They're coming over the Widowmine field, though. The Widowmine connections. Whoa, that one was nice on the Banelings, but there's still so much Zerg here. Jarkji has to pick up and leave. All these Medivacs are flying over the high ground. Oh! Getting those Medivacs is so fantastic for Impact.
Yeah, really well done. I can't believe Jarkji still has Medivacs alive on the other side of the map as well. He's got Widowmines hidden all over the place. But he does get deflected for the time being. That was not easy for Impact, though. Jarkji sat there for a good 2 to 3 minutes before he was able to actually clear that up.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, the 4th just finishing now for Impact, and it looks like Jarkji just about ready to take his 4th CC as well, unless he just wants to 3 CC rally across the map. Guys, I'm sorry about my my YouTube sort of changing its quality here. I'm just going to I'm going to lock it into 720/60. And hopefully it stays that way, because that's basically the best I can do without dropping frames. Sorry about that. Are you at 10:13 or thereabouts?
I'm at 10:18 actually.
10:18. Oh my goodness. Just
do you want me to
pause for a second and unpause. Yeah.
I'm paused on 10:23.
Now.
Okay. Cool. So Impact is about to get hit by Jarkji again, and this is a 2-2 timing from Jarkji. Impact is still sitting on 1-1.
Impact. Picking off 2 Medivacs, or 3 Medivacs there from Jarkji. They were right at the front of his army for some reason. Looks like a little bit of a miss micro there. Widowmine's coming in here, pre-split from the Marines. This creep, very, very scary. Nice spread of the Marines here at the front. Oh, that Widowmine hit was huge.
This is just a beautiful spot for Jarkji to abuse, and with the superior upgrades, Impact is never going to take a cost-efficient fight against him in that position. He has to turn around, though, to try and deal with this another double drop coming into the back here. And that gives Jarkji the opportunity to move forward and take out this hatchery. Maybe can he get it?
Oh, the Banelings actually connect with a lot of the Marines there. Impact may be able to clean this up with a reinforcement. He does lose the 4th hatchery, though. That's devastating for Impact. Jarkji has his 4th already created down here at the very, very north of the map. And he's getting +3 attack on the way. 2-2 just on the way now for Impact, and nowhere near finishing. Well, I guess +1 attack is like halfway done for the Lings, but Impact's in a situation where he has to come across the map and do counter damage here. Because if he leaves the Terran alone, he's going to skyrocket ahead.
Yeah, Impact's economy is great. His base count isn't, though, and that really sucks. It's the time in the game where you'd be thinking about a hive. You want to think about ultras. You don't want to be trying to secure a 4th base. That's ridiculous. So he's going to come in the back here, try and get some kills. The turrets are being repaired, and in fact, he's going to lose a couple of mutas for his efforts here. He does take out 1 turret. Maybe he can come back later. But he's trying to do a bit of multi-prong of his own. Not sure how that's going to work out, though. Jarkji is pretty on the ball. Yeah,
only losing 2 SCVs there. A couple of the mutas going down to that turret with the mass repair. Lings and Banelings coming in here are kind of the scary part of Impact's army, which isn't actually that scary at all. Unburrow there from that Widowmine to make sure he gets that best connection possible. Banelings rolling in here, looking for kills on that SCV line. Only 3 of them go down, though. The Mule lives as well. And Impact just loses his army.
Oh my god, and +3 attack is about to finish as well.
Gets turret this time.
Armor not too far away. Nice gets that turret. He will get a couple of SCV kills, and by a couple, I do mean 10. So that's a start.
Yeah, now that's a good hit to the economy of Jarkji. Plenty of drones here for Impact, and he actually double expanded while he was across the other side of the map, so his economy is not going to be too shabby now. Of course, Mules are giving Jarkji the advantage at the moment, but it will switch into Impact's favor when they expire.
He's trying again here. Oh my god, there's mines! Get out of there! Oh, so stressful. He does manage to pick those off, and at the same time, Jarkji marches down towards his 4th base location once again. He has to hold on to this. He rolls in before the mines are burrowed, but there's still a lot of Terran left.
Yeah, and the Marauders beautifully placed at the front here to soak those Baneling hits. Mutas coming from the back, and they're getting a very, very light amount of Marines. The Mutas are going to clean this up and push it back. This very full Medivac's very important for Jarkji to keep alive, but a lot of the Medivacs will go down the Mulus. Jarkji deflected again.
Yeah, he actually turns around with 2 of those Medivacs to make sure that the slightly larger amount of Medivacs does get to join the main force, which is now rallying across the map. 4-base Jarkji about to hit 3-3 against Impact.
Yeah, nice catch here.
Still on Lingbane Muta, still on that lair tech.
Yeah, Impact kind of has to chill on lair tech unless he takes a really great trade and wants to make this game go quicker. He's got a lot of Mutas here, and they are upgraded with +1 attack. He's just doing a little bit of micro to try and pick off those Marines at the front. The Lings and Banelings rolling in here. The Widowmine field very scary, but nice control from Impact. Splitting the Banelings away from the Widowmines. The Mutants are going to come in and do the rest, and Jarkji has to stop this rally and pull back home.
25 drones have gone down during this attack. That is ridiculous. Knocks a huge chunk of Impact's worker count down, and those mine positions from Jarkji have been absolutely perfect here. It's just, it's done so much for him. He's also taken some cost-efficient trades against the Mutants in the sky there. And Jarkji has got to be feeling pretty darn good about his position in this game so far.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, he definitely did a lot of damage, but the Impact still with 67 drones over the 47 of Jarkji, and that was a nice mine hit there, getting a muter. But of course, these are not Wings of Liberty muters. Those things regenerate pretty quick. Coming on in here to the turret. Nice repair quickly there from Jarkji, but is there too much DPS from the muters? No, there's not. They have to leave.
Oh, they sure do. Buys just enough time for those Marines to get there. Very nicely done from Jarkji, actually having a small contingent to deal with. And he's got to be careful. He could lose so many muters. He loses 3 extra.
Yeesh. And there's still Marines here. Impact, be careful.
Get out.
Get out.
I think there's maybe a drop on the right side as well. Oh, never mind. It's just a couple of Marines being extra annoying. One more thing for Impact to be looking at on his minimap as he tries to do some harassment here. Does finally have his 5 bases.
That's 5, yeah. He double expanded when he lost his 4th and went across the map for that counterattack. Jarkji clearing out the gold rocks here. And Impact getting Burrow, and I love this. Going to set up some Baneling mines. It's a nice little move to try and catch the Terran unawares. Terran at this point is not going to be thinking about scanning for Baneling mines. They're going to be thinking about pre-splitting and regular mine placement. And that could potentially catch Jarkji unawares if it comes into play. Of course, Jarkji with a pretty scary Terran army here. It is 3-3 upgraded, as upgraded as it could possibly be. Starting to rain hell on these drones. So the counterattack of Impact across the map, hitting that very naked mineral line of this planetary for the 4th base of Jarkji.
Again, perfect positioning for Jarkji to set up here. Mines on the high ground, a couple of units on the low ground as well. Shelling away at this hatchery, which is going to go down. There's no way you can save that without taking a horrible trade. He's still flying around with the muters behind this, trying to pick things off, but it's just really not working out.
Oh, that's a lot of mines. Oh, Impact.
Oh, no.
Oh, Impact. Oh, those Banelings, actually, a lot of them still alive. They're looking for that juicy Marine center of that crunchy Marauder shell. And actually, there's so many muters here, they may be able to clean this up. Oh, that said, though, these Marines are 3-3, and with medevac support, they are starting to shred them a little bit. The Mutt-Mutts are thinning out. Is there going to be enough from Impact?
Oh my gosh, narrowly misses another mine hit. He's doing his best to hold on.
To the Marines! To the Marines! GG!
GG. Impact does lose the game for his team. Team captain goes down to Jarkji, who are definitely impressed there.
Yeah, good old Jarkji, and that's actually a great start for Team Zest. They put out their, who I would call their weakest player. I mean, when your teammates with that was the most awkward high five I've ever seen in my whole life. when your teammates with Beyond, Classic, and Zest, it's hard to be like more favored than they are. But Jarkji, the weakest player from Team Zest, takes out Impact, one of the strongest players from his own team.
It's a fantastic game from Jarkji. Really pleased to see that he seems to be in form. I think his TVZ historically has been his good matchup, and it seems to be still the case. So, fantastic job by him. He will survive for another match.
Yeah, really well played there by Jarkji. That was a very scrappy game. They're very close. Could have easily gone either way. But you know, we'll be seeing which player comes out which. Well, I'm not too sure on how much of a break there is between sets and that sort of thing. But you know, we'll get a feel for that as the cast goes on. It's up to Team Impact here to pick their next player. Looked like Patience was getting a little bit restless in his chair. I think Patience would be an excellent choice. Really, anyone. I mean, we saw how incredible Stats is at PvT, so I wouldn't mind seeing Stats out as well. But you know what? If I was in Team Impact, I'd be saving Stats for last.
Yeah, I think Stats would be a good ace player.
I think so.
So yeah, maybe Patience is the way to go.
I'm feeling Patience on Winston. That's going to be my prediction here. So you get Kanata and Rena here on the screen.
Surely if you're going to take out a Terran, it's got to be with a Protoss.
Uh-oh. Come at her, Twitch chat. Steph's casting out that line just to see if anyone gets you baited.
I would never bait.
Oh, you're a master baiter. Come on now. Now, Zeph, I'm just letting you know that it is Friday night, so the whiskey is coming. I have some Suntory Kakobin. This is Japanese whiskey. Honey flavored, actually. So that's, fresh bottle, so it's just cracked open now. And that's going to be on the cards here. So this cast is just going to get better as time goes on.
I hope so.
Yeah. Cheers, Twitch chat. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, Twitch chat. I'm on the hard stuff. I have a full glass of water here.
Holy crap. That's insane. Don't let it go straight to your head. You got to sip that slowly.
I know.
If it's cold water, take it easy. Let it sit in your mouth for a little bit because you don't want to make your metabolism work too hard to have to warm that up before it hits the stomach.
Definitely not.
Yep. Yeah, it looks like Patience is either trying to flirt with Impact or he's getting up there, getting ready to deal with Jarkchi there. It makes sense to me to pick Patience at this point. I think it's an excellent choice.
Yeah, I think that is probably the most logical choice. We'll see if we are.
Nope.
Jarkchi, he's nice and warmed up now.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
ready to go.
And it is going to be Patience. So maybe the caster spoke about that. We don't have any Korean commentators coming through here, but we do get the music and the game sounds, thankfully, which is the important part. So, Patience, the pick here. Of course, he is the Home Story Cup champion. One of the most highest finishers, one of the most improved players as well. Like, you think about Patience back in the day, and then you think about Patience now. He's been around for a long time, and he has gotten so good. He used to be on Alien Invasion, I think, or, that's AI, that team back in the day.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, done well at DreamHacks in the past, that sort of thing. Always, and, did end up winning Home Story because his most recent championship. It's been a long time for championships for Jarkchi. But, I'd be favoring Patience in this match, but, those Adepts did lose 10 HP, Zeph, which apparently made all the difference, and now there's nothing that they can do against Terran.
Yeah. Well, don't worry. Patience has got his Harry Potter glasses on. They give +2 damage to spellcasters, so...
You think Jarkchi's a spellcaster? I think Jarkchi is a spellcaster of all the people on Team Zest. I think that Zest would definitely be the warrior. He'd be a sword and board warrior. I think Bjorn would be like a half-orc troll berserker.
Yeah.
He'd be chaotic neutral. And I think that Jarkchi would, he'd be the wizard, and so Classic would be their priest, like their healer. It's a good rounded out party, I think. Alright, there it is, the next match. Patience versus Jarkchi. Already Team Zest with a 1-map lead in this best of 7 all-kill format. Of course, it means that first team to 4 points wins! Just like GSTL.
Belshir Vestige maybe won't be too long before we get some action in this map, because it's not that big.
No, it's a 2-player map as well, so it's easy to proxy on, be cheeky. It's actually a pretty decent map for Protoss, I feel. It's a little bit tough. I mean, the one thing that is awkward is that your third is a little bit tough to defend. Good old Belshir. Oh, we're going to see some slow banelings roll into some siege tanks, Zeph. Here we go. Get triggered, Terrence. This Zerg needs to learn how to play the game.
Wow. Not even speed on those things.
Not even speed.
Disgraceful.
Disgusting. I don't know how we thought that attack would go well. So in the top left here, we have from Team Impact, this is Patience.
And his opponent. In the bottom right, he's the blue Terran known as Jarkchi.
Well spotted, Zeph.
Thank you. 20/20 vision.
Speaking of 20, what's your game time at?
42.
We're good.
3.
Yeah, we're good. I'm ahead by 1 second.
Unacceptable.
So, Belshir Vestige is one of my favorite maps from the map pool. I actually like it quite a bit. It's got a lot of cool features. I like maps that have terrain that causes cool engagements, like high grounds, choke points, that sort of thing. There's a few of those in Belshir, and there's also a nice, big, juicy, open center of the map for Zerg players and that sort of thing that can set up those ambushes.
Yeah, there's quite a good few spots to do some cheeky setups here. I think Oftentimes the best way to engage your opponent is to try and catch them out in that more open spot, because I feel like anytime someone pushes you on this map and they get right up in your third base, you're actually going to have a pretty hard time because of that choke. But we'll see how this plays out, because TVP at the moment seems to be a lot more about the harassment than the full-on engagements, at least for the early to mid game.
Yeah, it usually seems like neither player wants to engage their main army. You're absolutely right. It feels like they just want to try and slip a dropship or a prism somewhere outside of the notice of the player. You know, it's about the medevac drops, it's about mothership core defense, and it's about the Terran having units in their main or turrets ready for that prism harass. So adept dropping and adept usage still happens quite a bit, guys. Have you seen the recent balance proposition from Blizzard for their changes coming up?
I did skim over it this morning at work, but I haven't had a chance to absorb it.
All I saw was that charges being reduced from 200 to 100, 100, and I got hyped because bring back the Zealot, man. Hashtag bring back the Zealot.
Yeah.
So excited.
That's a good change. I also saw something about Void Rays are slower.
Slower when they're overcharged, yeah.
Death Beam.
Which is good, I think.
Yeah, I like that change as well.
And Terran's Raven auto turret hits a lot less harder, but lasts a lot longer. It's another big change. It's a big change.
I think it's better.
I think so.
It's a little bit easier to kill, and you're not going to lose 50 drones for looking away when an auto turret drops.
It means if you're slow to react to it, that you lose less.
Yeah.
I guess so. But, you know, good players will be able to clean up those turrets pretty quickly without losing too much. But you know, two-shotting workers is pretty extreme for the auto turret. I think it's a good change.
Yeah.
So this looks to be the sort of the 15 gas Widow Mine drop, where you actually just walk a Widow Mine over to the third base location and plant it down. And then you load up the second Widow Mine into a medevac with a bunch of Marines and go for a drop. I do this build in TVP myself.
Yeah, we'll see how he pops in with this single mine and if he can get any damage. I think with the first Reaper he did manage to scout the Robo there of Patience.
This is an anti-Oracle, like Hail Mary mine drop there. And there's that drop I was talking about, heading across the map. Looking for that main mineral line. Of course, Patience is not a silly Protoss. He has a Mothership Core on patrol. He has a nice pylon spread there. That's called the... I think the Protoss players are telling me when I was playing Protoss, it's called the Happy Triangle. Where you have the triangle of pylons ready to cover both gases in your back mineral line from drops and Liberators and such.
Cute name. This Reaper's going to come in and start distracting,
trying to
probe some of these probes while the drop comes in from behind. He's also going to get a bit of a scout off with that medevac if he moves forward. Wow. Overcharge goes off straight away though, and the mine does get taken out. Reaper falls shortly after.
It's actually a beautiful defense here from Patience. He has enough energy for another overcharge as well. And Jarchi's Widow Mine getting targeted immediately is like a pretty flawless defense here from Patience. Completely deflects him, takes no damage.
Yeah.
I think he lost one probe.
Yeah, he didn't get very deep in that base after all, so I'm not sure if he saw the rest of the tech, Twilight, that sort of stuff coming out. But he could probably assume that there is a Twilight, and it's probably upgrading the Adept.
Hello, fans. Claves. We wish we were where you are, but that means that we wouldn't be casting, so... Oh well. Oh wait, what am I talking about? I am at the VSL studios. Resonating Glaives on the way here, and Prism on the way for Patience, so... Still... hitting with those Adepts. He trusts in their ability to get the job done. I don't blame them. They are still quite good.
Yeah, and Jarchi just heads home with what he has left of those units. He's going to repair up the medevac, and might want to think about a third base himself. Although, what's he got going on in his base? It looks like just upgrades. +1 attack is on the way, combat shields and stim. So won't be long before he can time out that push. And he may be able to get it between that point where the third is just sort of getting saturated and the production is still kicking in for Patience.
Mm-hmm. So Jarchi heading across the map here. He's got the siege tank up in the medevac, and there's too many bio units here for Patience to get anything done with the Prism. Both players being very good at shutting down harassment at the moment. Main armies have not clashed yet. It's not much of a main army for Patience yet, actually.
No, not quite yet. We do have Liberators starting to come into the mix now as well, and that's going to help out a lot for any sort of front-on engagement. War Prism, they're going to be a little bit careful. This one Adept is going to be a little bit too brave, but Yeah, Jakji knows about that War Prism at the very least, so he shouldn't get caught with his pants down just yet with that War Prism.
Yeah, well, he did deflect it in the main earlier. So.
Yeah, and the other thing is that it kind of delays him a little bit. He's been trying to sort of move out here, and he's thinking about that War Prism. He's like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah, if I move out, it's going to hit me. And you're right, Zeph. I'd be worried as well. When I see a Warp Prism, I go lockdown, full lockdown. I get so scared.
Yeah, and it's at the point where he's taken that third base as well, so he's stretched even more thin.
I know a stream where he can work on that.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. That's fine, though. We'll forgive him this one time. Supply depot will finish and he'll be good again. So yeah, Jakji's getting ready for his third. He's dropping those extra couple barracks and he's getting that extra production up. That siege tank is naked and all alone, but it will join up in the main force soon. And this is given time to Patience to make an army. His army is better than Jakji's right now. Observer sees this push coming. Oh, Jakji. The Observer Hunter does pick it off with a nice scan there.
Very nicely done. Warp Prism sliding down to the bottom left, looking to put some pressure on that third, but Jakji is rallying some of his reinforcements down there to help out against that. At the same time, he's going to move up here between the two bases.
He's going straight for the sentry. Does pick off the sentry. Force fields from Patience, though. Does shave off a lot of the bio. Medevac. Oh, mine hit does touch up those adepts, but they only lose shields. Going for target that Immortal. Looks like he will get the Immortal and pull back. Jakji lost a fair bit of his army there, but did manage to pick off some of the high gas units. So, well played.
He did. 5 probes, a couple of sentries, and an Immortal. It was actually a little bit unfortunate for Patience because he used so many force fields there that it actually blocked him from getting up to those units before they ran out. So, Jakji made the best that he could of that situation, I think. But now look at this army from Patience. That's quite chunky.
Yeah, +2 on the way for it as well, while +1 is on the way for the Terran. So this means he's going to want to punch hard. He doesn't have, like, he doesn't want units to tank the front line. He wants units to completely crush when they fight. And we've got the Liberators coming down here. Lots of Stalkers for Patience. Of course, Patience's Stalkers aren't super good against Marauders here, and they actually take a bad trade to start things off. But lots of Adepts shading in here. Gotta watch out for those Winter Irons. Are the Adepts going to finish their shade? Oh, a bunch of them coming into the back third, and they're going to get a Siege Tank immediately, and now start getting to work on these SCVs.
Yep, there are a few units here, but not sure if it's enough to take all these out if he starts targeting down those units. But Jakji's attention is sort of elsewhere at the same time. He sets up the Liberators. That's going to help him out a lot, but there's a lot of Adepts that could possibly shade in here as well. Yeah,
this split off of the army of Patience, a brilliant move to get those Adepts in that mineral line, killing 8 SCVs, knocking him down to an economy of 49 workers with 66 probes back at home for Patience. So Patience looking really good as far as economy goes. His army not super incredible. But, I mean, a lot of Jakji's army supply is in Liberators and Medevacs as well, so you have to take that into account.
Patience about to have +2 in just a moment as well, whereas Jakji is still sitting on the +1, about to have the +1 armor. But he's continuing to churn out the Liberators, and those are what are really keeping Patience out of his face at the moment, because it's so hard to engage into those sieged up fields.
Yeah, the freedom zones.
Yeah, the freedom zones.
So, Patience just sort of circumnavigating his forces here, trying to find an opening in Jakji's defense. Force field's coming down to try and shave off some units. Gets a few, but concussive shell going to mean that a couple of these Adepts need to shade away if they want to live. They're actually going into the natural here. Wow, bold move here from Patience. I think that's a bit, maybe a miscontrol, because these Adepts are going to get cleaned up by these units, or alternatively, maybe not. He's killing a lot of SCVs, actually.
Yeah, it does take a little while to clear all of those up, but they will all fall 9 SCVs for about the same in Adepts. Yeah, but not 100% sure if that's worth it, but he has been chipping away at the work account for a while.
He is hitting the work account, but I mean, Jakji's got a pretty scary army now, and Patience lost a good chunk of his army just now. And he's trying to tech over into Tier 3, like maybe get Disruptors out or Colossus right now.
But he is doing a really good job finding more ways to pick off workers, and at the same time he's taking a 4th base, and Jakji really hasn't had a chance to move out of his own 3-base area and do much. He's going to send that 1 Liberator across now and see if he can get some probes, and I expect him to be able to get at least a couple of kills. Whoa, gotta be careful.
Hot blink back there by Patience to keep those Stalkers alive, and it is going to be Disruptor tech here for Patience. This Liberator's going to get a few probe kills. Nice move there from Jakji. Oh, a delayed response there from Patience and at least 4 probes. That Liberator's going to be a little bit tough to kill. And he is getting extended thermal lance as well as getting Disruptors, so it looks like a transition in Colossus is in the books as well once he gets the number out that he feels good with. Of course, Disruptor is one of those units that's incredible. It hits extremely hard. Insta-kills bio if it connects, but that's if it connects. It's a lot of Liberators here. Looks like Jarchi's defending a Doom push. A Doom drop, sorry.
Uh-oh. Liberators on the prowl. They do set up as all of these units drop out. They're actually going to be able to get the Disruptor Den before those Disruptors pop out.
That's a Disruptor to facility. And the Mothership Core is coming in here for some overcharges. I don't think there's any Marine. Is there one Marine? Oh, I don't even know. This is primarily Marauders here. Here come the Disruptor. The Purification Notice. Duke. Oh my god! That connection was incredible. All the Marauders go down. But there's still a few alive. And Patience is using this opening to hit the natural Jarchi on the other side of the map.
At Maynard, 16 probes have gone down. 6 gateways are also unpowered at the moment. Another robo here for more Disruptors might maybe get those out, but Cannon's going to go down. More probes starting to go down in that natural as well, and the CC is forced to float and move away. We may need to start thinking about floating some other buildings too, because they are fully committed here, but Jarchi really doesn't have a lot of units left on this side of the map.
This is looking base trady. Ace 1, Ace 2. We got Jarchi with a little army over here trying to get some damage done. He's trying to take out a Nexus on the far right here. That's a 4th Nexus of Patience. Patience has lost 31 probes. He's down to 37. Jarchi down to 38. Both players have taken huge hits to their economy. And Patience is taking forward here. Oh, looks like he might be able to catch these Liberators with some blinks. Nice pickoff here for Patience. Unfortunate for Jarchi.
Yeah, another blink and he might be...
Patience, no! So many Liberation Zones.
It doesn't matter when there's nothing underneath them, although the Terran army comes in from the left and he stems through so many of those Stalkers. Alone, they cannot face this amount of bio. Even some
Patience is going to lose
that Immortal and Sentry also in a row.
Wow. That's huge pickoffs there for Jarchi, and the natural Nexus is about to go down as well. Oh, decides to leave it and pull back. Dark Shrine on the way for Patience. One of the best tech structures to get when you're in these weird base trading situations when you both take a ton of damage. Get those Dark Templar out, pull your Terran opponent apart. He's not going to be thinking about getting detection. He's not going to be thinking about turrets. Look how 0 turrets there are, Zeph.
Yeah,
there's maybe one in the main.
He does have a fair bit of CC energy because there's nowhere to drop mules at the moment. So that's a small blessing in disguise, I suppose. He did whop in 4 DTs in total, and he can send those in lots of different directions. Even use them for the defense, really. Does Jarchi notice this DT?
I think he does. He's marking around. He may have seen that shimmer. Maybe not. He's been really good at spotting those shimmers. You know, he's been picking off observers all game, but this DT, not so much. SCV's being pulled here. I'm not sure what his energy's at with his CCs. He's got catching those observers. That's pretty huge. Widowmine's going to go uncontested for the most part. The boys have been pulled, and it looks like Jarchi just wants to go all in.
Yeah, he certainly does. He wants to secure this 3rd base for himself using that main CC, so he's trying to defend this at the same time as pushing out towards that 4th base of Patience, which has got a lot of healthy mining on it. DT in the main, picking up add-ons, but Jarchi stims into this 4th base. Can he kill this off before the Protoss army comes in?
The Stalker's coming in from the back and picking off those Liberators. That's a nice start there for Patience. Oh my god, there it is. Okay, so he gets that last Nexus, and Patience blinking forward to chase this Terran army. Patience is so not his name when it comes to Stalker blinks. And there's a nice little choke here for him to shave off some more bio units. Oh, miscontrol from Jarchi, going to lose some of his army here on the side.
Yeah, 23 workers have gone down behind this. The DT's doing some serious work. It looks like Patience does have the healthier position here. 21 workers to 6. And while his army isn't that big, there's not a lot left for the Terran at all. Yeah,
Jarchi does not have much left at home. He's got a 56 army supply army, but it's 1-1 versus the 3-1 of the Protoss, which has 30 army supply more. A shade in for these Adepts can absolutely let that finish and just rain hell from the Protoss army. There's not much left for Jarchi. That is it here at the starbase location. GG. Patience gets a map for Team Impact. He's pretty happy about it too. That's 1 apiece for both teams here.
Well done to Patience. Really great pressure that whole game, keeping the heat up on Jarchi. And he puts a point on the board for his team.
Yeah, Impact could not be more thrilled. He's done like another really awkward, that's like...
Oh my god.
Man.
Beautiful. We need a compilation of these.
There's one thing that Australians have down pat and laugh at the rest of the world for, and we're really good at handshakes. Okay, as a people, Australians are really good at handshakes, and it's endless amusement for me to see the pro gamers just do their best to go for those awkward high fives and handshakes, and they're not too sure what to do. See, it's Korean culture. You don't really touch each other in Korean culture, I think, or you don't really like high five each other much.
Between the same gender.
Oh yeah, no, sorry, yeah, that's true. I've seen Korean Korean male pro gamers crawl over each other like cats. Yeah, it's actually like pretty insane. But as far as like the high fives and the that's the thing, guys. They haven't quite got it down pat yet. It's so funny. So there you go, one apiece for each team. I reckon we're going to quickly sneak in and add. Might just go for a minute, and then get on to see who is next for Team Zest here. Oh baby, welcome back, guys. Look who it is coming out for Team Zest. It's Bjorn, the world champion. Team Zest is done messing around.
Oh boy, bringing in the big guns right now.
Yep.
Not wasting any time.
That's right. Bjorn, arguably their strongest player. Not arguably the world champion. Victor at BlizzCon, won the GSL final before BlizzCon as well. The one-man army, the breaker of cycles. He has many names, and he is also one of the Terran, 4 horsemen of the Terranocalypse. Well-earned title.
That's actually a pretty sick matchup, Bjorn versus Patience, because I think Patience can definitely hold his own against Bjorn.
Absolutely. I think this is actually going to be a close match, to be honest. I'm really, really excited for this one. I can't wait to see the map. I mean, Team Impact couldn't be more thrilled as well. They just bouncing out of their chairs. Spilled drinks everywhere. They're out of control. VSL staff coming over there to calm down Team Impact. Just so, like, guys, this is a show. Try to be professional. But it is going to be on Cactus Valley. Big 4-player map. Or one of the 2 big 4-player maps in the map pool currently. Oh, I'm excited, Zeph. Oh, I'm excited.
It should be a good one. These two don't meet in a lot of tournaments, I don't think. So it'd be great to see how they match up against each other, because there's obviously a lot of hype around Patience at the moment. He's been performing really, really well. And Bjorn at this point needs no introduction. So keen to see how Patience decides to play it, because I think his style is really cool. That constant pressure, adept harassment. He's got a warp prism in one place, he's got a force in another. Yeah.
And
yeah,
you know
time will tell what we're going to see.
You know what's really awesome about this VSTL, by the way? The production's incredible, but when you look at the players' moods, it just seems like a bunch of pals palling around playing StarCraft. Bjorn's laughing, Patience is laughing, he's fist pumping. They're all just having a good time, man. That makes me feel good. Oh, poor Zerg. Getting the laser beams. And we are in here, guys, in the bottom right here, winning the last map. This is Patience.
And in the top right, here's the Blue Terran Bjorn.
That's right, from Team Expert. ESPN Player of the Year, World Champion. He has many, 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 many titles, all well earned. Hasn't really crushed the tournament circuit as everyone sort of expected. And if you ever watch Bjorn stream, it will actually blow your mind how good he is at this video game. It's actually stupid how good he is. Like, the higher powers, whatever there is, whatever you believe in, whoever or whatever that group of deities have done, when they gave out the talent in the talent pool for all of humanity to share, I think Bjorn got about 3 or 4 people's worth of talent. So there's probably 3 or 4 people out there that can't throw a tennis ball or catch anything to save their life, and they're wondering why. It's not because God hates them. It's because Bjorn took their talent at birth. It's a bit of a shame, but yeah. It's the way it goes sometimes. Sometimes people are just naturally gifted.
Yeah, they created a masterpiece there.
Yeah, bit of a shame.
It'd be cool to see how long Bjorn stays on top too, because he's looking like almost MVP level of good, but it's so hard for a player to stay on top for like even a year. Like a few months is sometimes tough ask, but he's done a really great job so far.
It amazes me when players like Patience as well remain relevant after so many years of playing this very brutal game. Very brutal game with a very brutal tournament circuit, especially in Korea. Like if you're not the upper echelons of Korea, you weren't making money playing this game. It was very, very tough to get by. But of course, a lot more tournaments for Korea, including VSL this year. So that's good to see. Stargate opening here from Patience, gonna be a quick Oracle, and probably transitioning into Phoenix after that.
We do have the 3 racks open up for Bjorn, though, so he's going to have a lot more units to play with in the early game. And this is a little different, because a lot of the time you see Terrans stick with that Mind Drop opener every single game.
That's right. Seeing a lot of Bjorn sucks since BlizzCon. I mean, if you call not winning every tournament sucking, sure. If you ever watch him play, That is absolutely not the case. It's been a real increase in the player pool talent, I feel. It's just the players in general. Like, in all seriousness, like, yeah, I'm dressing up Bjorn here, and that's just because I like to, because he's my favorite player. But it's no bias, whatever. I actually would be happy to see either player win here. But there is no mistake that Bjorn does not suck. That is not a fair thing to say about Bjorn, for sure. That is not true.
It's going to get interesting real quick, because we do have the add-ons coming in, a few more Marines coming in the mix, but we have Oracles, 2 more gates are being dropped, and Adepts are in production. He's actually not expanding at this point. It's just going to come in with a few units. He's already got the Mothership Core roaming around, and, you know, Marines on their own, without Stim, without medevac support, will have a bit of trouble against it.
Yeah, Marines coming in here trying to pick up the Adepts, but the Oracle coming in, catching Bjorn unawares, and he does lose those Marines immediately, and Bjorn's already in huge trouble here as this attack comes out. A second Oracle on the way, and the first one still lives! Bjorn's in so much trouble!
Yeah, Oracle doesn't have a huge amount of energy left, but certainly enough to pick off at least 5 workers here. The rest of them have to evacuate to the main base where more Marines are in production. Stim still quite a ways off, and there's that proxy gateway for the faster warp-ins here. Bjorn is in a sticky situation.
Yeah, no, he's actually in a ton of trouble. I actually don't know how he's going to hold this. There's 3 Adepts, 2 Oracles still alive. He's got 3 barracks here. Looks like he went for that, you know, that quick expand into 3 racks, but he just doesn't have enough bio to seal this deal, I don't think. He has a bunch of Marines in the main, definitely trying to save whatever he can from these Oracles, but when the warp gate finishes at the front here and those that Adept warps in happens, or it looks like it'll be Stalkers, actually, that's still going to be tough to hold. Stim's going to be very important for Bjorn here, but Patience, will he give him the time, though? That's the question.
He's already forcing the lift of that natural to move back into the main base, at least with the wall here. He can buy himself a little bit more time, but that's so many Oracles. These Marines are going to have to target down the weakened one first. They do grab it. Second one falls, and it looks like he may just be able to hold on to some Marine numbers here, but there's still so many gateway units.
Yeah, the bunker needs to be cancelled here, and that's unfortunate for Bjorn. Patience going to knock down this wall. Won't be a supply block, but he will have an opening to get in here and hit that juicy center of the Terran main. The CC from the natural has been lifted and head up into the main for safety, but is it even safe up here, Zeph? The SCV's being pulled up the line. Plenty of Protoss units here from Patience, and the Oracle helping out a ton as well. 10 SCVs have gone down. Bjorn not with too much army supply at all. He's only got half the army of Patience. Patience dropping a pylon right in the main. No chill from Patience whatsoever as he crushes through this Terran army.
He's doing so well here, but Marauders are coming out. Stim is done. 26 workers have gone down, though, so even if he holds this,
that's it.
I don't think he's going to have enough to stay in this game. More Stalkers coming in from Patience.
What a scumbag.
Wow.
Patience with the Oracle dance as he cleans up what's left of Bjorn's economy and army, and that is going to be it. A mana warp in the main of Bjorn. Embarrassing. The world champion here is Patience. Takes a map lead for Team Impact with another fist pump. Look at this happy nerd.
He's so relaxed too in his play. It's fantastic. Beautifully chosen build. And he got in there first thing with that probe and scout those 3 whacks.
Poor Bjorn. Oh my god. Bjorn, you are not the first Terran to go down to this kind of play. Trust. Yeah, the build that he opened with is quite weak to someone pulling a fast one because you don't get early scouts out. So, you know, you don't have that repo, you don't have any early information. So, it is actually, it's tapping Forte on the leg here. It's looking like maybe Forte's next, or maybe he just really likes his genes.
Maybe he does.
Team Zest deciding who goes out next. Does the captain himself come out here? The most handsome player in all of esports, Zest. Does he come out, or does Classic come out? It's going to be one of the 2 Protosses.
Maybe. If you want something done right, sometimes you got to do it yourself.
That's right. Yeah, Bjorn processing his loss here. It doesn't seem too shaken up. Like, I mean, just then he looked a little shaken up. But he doesn't seem like it's hitting him super hard here, because it is like, you know, it does seem to be just a bunch of fun between friends with a little bit of money on the line. So. Yeah,
it is. I mean, by no means is this like a #1 premier team league.
That's right.
In Korea right now or anything like that. It is.
Well, I think it is the only team league in Korea right now, apart from.
It is the only one, I think, but it's not. You know, there's not a huge amount on the line. And so all the games have been in pretty good spirit. Even yesterday with Hero getting 3-0'd by Impact, you know, he was like smiling, shaking his hand. He was pretty chill with that loss. So.
Yeah, that's right. So I'm going to take a short break here as we get the next player introduced. May have missed the window. No, we'll just run a short commercial, and we'll come back, and we'll see who's up next for Team Zest. Don't go away, guys. Alright, and we're back. Doesn't seem like they've got a player yet for Team Zest. So I'm just going to see who comes out next. Does Zest want to take the reins, or does Classic want to take the reins? Zeph, you have to guess.
Send Classic.
Okay. I'm going to guess Zest. So one of us is about to be wrong and one of us is about to be right. Isn't that fun? Doesn't that just heighten the mood on the line? There is a cookie on the line. One American cookie.
Where do we get American cookies in America?
I'd imagine from an American cookie shop, Zeph.
But
this isn't like a...
Sorry,
like,
obviously.
Where do you buy milk from? Where do you buy American milk from in America? It's like, well...
Well, I didn't know if
there's
America
supermarkets,
has
there's
cookie
CVS,
shops.
there's like CVS, there's any kind of supermarket, there's Subway, there's like a lot of places I can get you a cookie in America.
Oh yeah, they have Subway, don't they?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's where Subway came from.
I was thinking of like if they have like a Mrs. Fields like we do. Yeah.
Probably have something better. I think Americans are actually better at desserts than we are, to be honest.
Better at most junk food, to be honest.
Yeah, I think all their junk food actually kicks our asses. There are some like authentic American burger joints where I live. Like there's a slow cook place that does like the beef ribs and the braised pork and like the, you know, pulled pork, that sort of thing. Braised beef, sorry. Brisket. Macaroni and cheese.
Is that
pickle.
The Nordburger?
No, that's they're Low and Slow in Port Adelaide near where I live. Nordburger is actually a pretty top tier burger place. The one I'm talking about is just like a American ribs, like a barbecue place.
Oh, you just made me hungry. Can't wait to get some of that Texas barbecue.
Oh yeah. Gonna be hitting up that Texas barbecue when Zeph and I hit the States. Oh, it's gonna be classic. Looks like Zeph's wrong and Maynard's correct.
Alright. What kind of cookie do you want?
Choc chip. I'll take a choc chip. Whenever you're ready. No rush. So, Classic is one of those players. He's sort of like very similar to Hero. Aggressive, insane, tough to read. I think it's a pretty excellent choice here from Team Zest. Well, they had one of two choices. And we'll see if Classic can actually take out Patience. Now, I think that Zest's PvP is probably better. But that said, Zest needs to go through Patience, Stats, and Forte here. If Classic goes down. So, definitely going to want to win here. To feel a little bit more comfortable in the first round here.
For sure. Alrighty. The map is going to be Proxima Station here for our fourth game. I can't believe this is our fourth game. It's like 2-1, is that correct?
It's been some quick games. Proxima Station next up for both players. Dusk Towers 2.0. Probably my favorite map in the map pool, I think. Patience just loves cheering from his team. He likes getting cheers from his team and fist pumping, man. I love it.
He's just having the best time.
Yeah, having a good time. Alright, punk music rolling us in here as we head into space.
I like this intro music.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. Drums sound a little weak, but otherwise quite good. Alright. And the top right here, winning the last couple games. This is Patience.
And in the bottom left, here's Blue Protoss Classic.
The Chin Toss. Patience with a very early probe here. Heading over to Classic Town. Now, is this a scout Zeph, or is he being a cheeky boy?
Let's soon find out.
Nice.
Yeah. Probably the scout. I don't know if you bother teasing in PvP at the moment.
Yeah, I think so. This map also, we just saw it from Classic. It's very common for Protosses to full wall in the main. So 2 pylons, single gateway wall in. Patience will likely do it as well.
Yeah, I mean, you got yourself that free base. It's kind of a bit of a different map, I guess, because when you have that easy wall off and you have that pocket expansion for free, it eliminates a lot of the scariness of of early game PvP, I guess, when one of them's being really aggressive. So we might actually get a really sick PvP out of these guys. The rush distance isn't that short, and it gives them a chance to, you know, work up a bit more of a composition before we get into the meat of it.
Yeah, the meat and potatoes, that mid game. So Patience's probe's still out and about here. Looks like you maybe want to proxy your Stargate. This can work very, very well in PvP. Like just like any PV matchup, you get that proxy Stargate up, you're generally going to get some worker kills. Just depends on how much. Of course, both Protosses are sensible. They like to get the defenses up. But the thing is, when you full wall off, those pylons that you normally have protecting your mineral line and your gases, they're not there. They're at the wall. So anti-Oracle defense is not super good.
No, it's not. There we go. We have that proxy pop it down there. Won't be long till Classic is visited by a bit of a cheeky Oracle. And it's interesting that Patience is playing this way as well, because he's, in the last game, he also went quite aggressive early on, so he's definitely sticking with the idea of doing damage early on.
Ooh. Mothership course floating across the map. This could bode very badly for Classic. Uh-oh.
Yeah. You might want that at home.
Yeah.
Is that Stalker warping at home too? Yeah, so he can't even really do any counter damage because he's going to have some Stalker tickling underneath it. And he for his own Stargate as well. Oh my gosh, there's just not going to be a lot on the ground for Classic. He's just now making his first Stalker.
Yeah, Classic's like, sweet, a probe kill. I'm in a good spot right now. But, yeah. So Patience takes his back natural. Classics, of course, a little bit quicker, but he is getting out Stalkers. If he gets a few Stalkers out, he could definitely hold against an Oracle. Not sure how many he has, but Oracle number 1, 4 Patience coming out of this proxy now. Does Classic have enough to deflect this? Nope.
Oh no, there's only one Stalker out at the moment. Oh, excuse me, 2. They still kill things very slowly. There's a recall in the Mothership Core, but that's actually going to be careful as well if he tries to move that out, and Patience has some units on the map. At the moment is quite hurt, but it's like he will be able to deflect that Oracle for the time being. Oh, there we go. Phoenix is going to save the day.
Yeah, second Oracle out from Patience, and this actually might be a mistake now that the second Oracle's out, because he definitely, you know, once he's seen that one Phoenix, it's kind of shut down.
Yeah, there's that 180 right there going, maybe that's not a great idea right now. If he keeps that alive, he can use it for a bit of scouting later on in the game. But he is starting to transition out here. We see the Twilight Council come down and an extra couple of gates. That Nexus being popped down as well. Just finishing up now. So at least Classic does have the earlier expansion on his side. Makes up a little bit for the pros that he lost.
Yeah, that's right. We got the Phoenix count getting up here for Classic, so it looks like he's going to commit to a reasonably high Phoenix count. Phoenix's, you know, Phoenix PvP is a pretty cool unit comp. I like it quite a bit. But, you know, one of the powers of it is that it can pick up disruptors and that sort of thing, which is, you know, a common unit in PvP. And cancel their purification novas. Probably the coolest thing about them. They can also lift up probes, do mineral line damage. That Stasis Ward's not going to help out this Oracle. In fact, he saw that go down, so he's going to be aware of it now.
We have the Rover coming in for Classic now. And, start fleshing out that composition a little bit more. Phoenixes are great, but they only have so much energy when there's nothing to support them. But he's going to be able to keep Patience pinned back a little bit with this, because he can float in, grab himself some probes, get on out of there. But there we go, 2 overcharges already been thrown down there for Patience.
Yeah, that's right. Plenty of energy on these Phoenixes, not too high in number though, and looks like Patience gearing up for a third, and also transitioning into robotics tech. Sorry, Classic is getting those Immortals up. Pretty solid choice. Sees the Stalker count here for Patience, knows that he's going to need to, you know, if you don't have enough Stalkers to deal with it yourself, get some Immortals out.
Oh, really nicely defended here from Patience, splitting those Stalkers up. And with Blink about to finish as well, it gives him that little bit more mobility to help deflect those. So hopefully he doesn't take any more damage from those 2 Phoenixes in the sky. Again, it looks like actually Patience now has the lead in getting that third base much sooner than his opponent. So that is a nice win for him despite being pinned at home.
And we got a little bit of a lull in the action, so shout out quickly to Palisiop for a Twitch Prime subscription. Thank you very much, mate. Big Maynard kiss for you. Mwah. There you go. If you want to sub after that, I completely understand. I won't feel bad. You wouldn't be the first person. Alright, so we see that the Stargate here repowered for Patience, and this could pull a fast one here on Classic, because he's thinking that these oracles are done with. He's like, who the hell is going to make oracles when there's this many Phoenixes out? Patience, that's who. Oh, catch here! Patience shaving off one Phoenix.
Can definitely make that work if he either runs it away or goes balls deep in that base and gets a whole lot of probe kills, because the Phoenixes are sticking on this side of the map for the time being. It looks like he may head home. No, I think he's just finding another angle to attack in with. Double flows coming down for Patience, whereas Classic, I believe, is only making the one. I don't think he has another one out in the field just yet. So if Patience manages to keep hold of everything in his base, he's actually going to be in a really nice position with the earlier third and better upgrades. Yeah, look.
Classic was not feeling like another Oracle was going to hit the field here anytime soon, and it does get 6 probe kills before its energy runs out. Does die though, so at least Classic doesn't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah.
But he does have a bit of a worker deficit at this stage.
Yeah, that was a cool move, a bit counterintuitive to go for an Oracle at this stage.
Yeah, when there's this many Phoenix out, like you don't expect for someone to make an Oracle versus Phoenixes. But,
exactly, and the Phoenixes came home too, so he's had a bit more room to breathe at the moment. He's able to get the full saturation on that third base. Gas is coming up now. Starting to get the Adept Blades and 1-1 upgrades here as well. Ooh, okay, wow.
Close. So the Phoenix count for Classic is really starting to get thinned out here, but he's really been all about the ground army for a while, so that's not actually hugely detrimental. He's going to have, you know, plenty of Stargates, gateways finishing up here. He's been producing Immortals consistently for a while. So his ground army is actually, you know, it's pretty powerful.
Yeah. And I think it would be really nice if he actually moved out with these 1-1 upgrades, because he's definitely going to have the advantage there. And Classic, on the other hand, he's looking at more tech at the moment, and Patience. You can see the opposite idea here. He's like, you know, I need 7 more gateways now.
True Patience style. And a lot of gateways going down for Classic as well, but yeah, you're right. Classic is gearing up for that tech. He's getting ready for Archons, and also making a Disruptor Den, as well as the Templar Nest. And a second Robo, so he's going to actually have double Disruptor production. Nice Hallucinated Scout here from Patience is going to see all that tech get dropped. He knows what he's up against.
Yeah, the scouting's actually been really solid for Patience this entire game. And now that there's less Phoenixes on the map, he's a little bit braver with these Stalkers, able to move them out, and he's snapped yet another one. So Classic himself has to start relying on the hallucinations to keep an eye on Patience's composition, what tech he's got coming up. I would love to see the Immortal count, actually, at the moment.
It looks pretty high for Classic, yeah. I mean, the Robo advantage definitely looks like it's in Classic's favor, and you definitely want to have Robo against Gateway for the most part. But yeah, we'll see. Patience does have a ton of Blink Stalkers by the looks of things. It's the meat and potatoes of his army, but I actually really like Classic's army a fair bit more. Patience has gotten armor upgrades, and armor upgrade is just not as important in PvP as attack upgrades.
Oh, so close to eliminating those Phoenixes from the game.
They've been handy for Classic.
I think they really have. He's kept tabs on things pretty well, but unfortunately, like, because the Protoss armies are so similar and stuff, it's kind of hard to pick when you actually want to go in and attack at this stage, because he's sort of mirrored, but Patience is consistently ahead since he's taken his third base.
Twitch chat just made me laugh. I said a Zealot Shed. You know how we give crazy names for things? Yeah, I think Zealot Shed's quite good. That's what a gateway is. Adept Barn.
Adept Barn.
Now we have a gold base being taken here for Patience, whereas Classic opts to take the 4th at the easier to defend area with Classic, with the collapsible rocks, destructible rocks rather, defending it.
Oh, Stalker, please.
Yeah, that's a Patience blink right there.
Yeah. Just keeping an eye on what's happening here, because Classic is moving well and truly out of his base, and Patience is going to take the opportunity to blink in, snipe some of these adepts. Well, time does go down. I don't think that's going to be too much of a problem at the moment, but Classic is actually going straight into the third base, and Patience has decided he's not going to have any of that. He's Simile gonna go for the counterattack.
Yeah, but I mean, Classic's armor is just army is just so much better, Zeph. So much better. He has disruptors, the big bad disruptors here, and that is not much that Classic can do about it. He's going to try and go for a counterattack with these Stalkers, and he is getting damage done, mind you, at this third base.
And
it looks like a base trade.
Shred those buildings so fast.
Yeah, neither army with the Mothership Core. This is just going to be both players trying to eliminate each other right now.
Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a mess. The pylon's being focused down on the other side of the map by Patience. He does unpower the Robo Stargate. And he could actually snipe the Cyber Core there as well. He's focusing on getting rid of those gateways though, because he doesn't want Classic to get any more units out at this stage, knowing that his army is a little bit juicier at this point in time. Patience does have more bases than his opponent though. See how long that matters for. Disruptor shots clearing things out here a little bit.
Yeah, and Depth Shade's coming in here, just unpowering whatever he can. I mean, neither player actually... I mean, unpowering doesn't help a ton because neither player can actually warp in right now. They are losing pylons and gateways all over the place. There's nowhere for them to warp in across the map either. It really comes down to who has more workers and enough money to make things. At this stage, Patience has more probes, but he doesn't have enough money for a Nexus just yet. Now he does, so he can make a proxy Nexus somewhere. Classic already expanding all over the map. And Patience still actually has a good spread of Nexus as well. He's made a new one at the top left here, and Classic's taken on this at the top and the side here. So Patience actually, with a look, it looks like he has actually a better building spread than Classic.
Exactly. Aside from the fact that oh my god, that was gross. Aside from the fact that Classic has the better army composition here, Patience looked really good with a strong economy, more bases, better upgrades. But Classic's really turned it around here and made this a little more difficult.
I think if they fight...
Careful, I don't know if he wants to engage.
Yeah, I don't think Patience actually wants to fight this. Oh, a blink back there. Finally gets rid of those Phoenixes, but the real meat and potatoes here is this big, scary Robo army of Classic. Purification Novas being sent out. If Patience can deal with the Purification Novas, he may be able to take this fight. He does have extra Archons. He does have Immortals. His Sentry's helping out as well. It's a very, very scary moment here. This could win or lose the game for either players right here, right now.
Patience really wants to hold on to this gold base. It is so valuable, but it's really hard to engage this army at Classic as well. Does Classic have Blink?
I don't know if he does, actually. I mean, he doesn't have to deal with Disruptors, so that doesn't matter heaps. But, yeah, there's a ton more Stalkers here for Patience anyway.
Yeah, I was going to say, Patience is really making good use of that Blink, and in fact, he decides to back up out of that gold base. That might actually lose him that Nexus. It does go down, but he still has the one in the north. He's rebuilding up in that direction. Still got a few structures out here as well, but let's not forget that Classic has 2 Nexuses, one of which is still mining.
Yeah, that's really important here. We can see that Patience actually has a better income still, though. As you know, it's not much income, but it's still more than what Classic has right now.
Oh, DT Shrine there.
And that's right. So we saw that DT Shrine being warped in a little bit earlier. And this is a very good tech choice for Patience. Needs to get those pylons up, though. He doesn't have a ton of money, as he has supply blocked.
He's going to need some gateways, and he's going to need some pylons for that to work, though. And Classic is about to go and find the main body of Patience's mining. At the same time, Patience looks like he's going to be able to take out that Nexus on the left. The rest of his army heading towards the top left corner at the same time as that. So still a lot of action going on here. Patience's DT Shrine is finished. Can he warp any in though? I don't think so. I
don't think you're actually going to see any DTs, Zeph. He's not going to be able to get supply for it, I don't think.
Rip.
Yeah. Cool idea, but may not work out. So the Stalkers, the army of Patience is splitting here to get rid of Classic's army. Patience has gotten, Classic has gotten rid of all of Patience's Nexi. Patience has still 9 probes and enough for 1 more Nexus.
He sure does. Classic dumping down 3 pylons at his top left base, which is looking real healthy at this point.
That's right. It's like a probe getting spotted there. Hallucinated Phoenix. Patience's army is still split up. This is very dangerous, but Classic is chilling on the top left here. He doesn't want to lose that last Nexus. He cannot afford to rebuild anything right now. He can make probes right now.
Maybe if Patience can keep the pressure on Classic at the moment, keep him contained, and mine just enough to start to actually get some structures up, maybe DTs could still be a thing. All he needs to do is snipe the Observer of Classic, but I feel like that's a really tough ask. It's going to take so much time.
Yeah, it will be tough. Oh, Archon getting shaved off here. A disrupted Purification Ever coming in. Connecting beautifully with a bunch of Stalkers there and hurting that Immortal. Another great connection for Classic. Patience getting caught with his pants down. Loses a ton of his army there.
I think that might be it. Classic identifies that he has basically nothing left. All he can do is run, and Patience, he's done well so far in this team league, but with just a handful of Stalkers left, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to make the magic happen against Classic's force.
Yeah, Classic's army is so much better than Patience now. He cannot fight this army at all. Patience does have this Nexus going down, unbeknownst to Classic. He's not aware of it. He is breaking off some of his army because he can afford to, something that Patience can't do anymore. All he has is these Stalkers. Oh, and he blocked forward. Does dodge one Nova, but the second one he'll need to split against. Loses one Stalker there, and Patience forced to GG out, and Classic will tie it up to 2 apiece.
GG. Really nice snipes there from Patience in the end, but Classic makes the magic happen in the end, and he takes him out.
Chin toss. Getting it done.
Pretty close.
The Protoss. He's got it done, and he has got it 2 maps apiece. Here come the awkward slaps. Very nice. It's not esports without them, Zeph. So, now it's up to Team Impact to decide who they send out next. Do they send out their Terran player Forte, or do they send out the GSL champion Stats?
It would have to be Stats, right?
Do you want Forte to be your last player? That's the other question.
Oh, actually, that's good point.
Stats is starting. He's a little bit antsy in his chair. Maybe it is going to be Stats. Maybe. It's up to Captain Impact.
Yeah, that's a good point. I forgot there's only 4 players. Maybe you do.
I think Forte is just getting up now.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to do a quick 1-minute break, guys. And when we come back, looks like possibly Forte versus Classic coming up. Although in team games, sometimes they do pull a fast one. We'll see you soon. All right, boys and girls, welcome back. We are still waiting to see who gets picked here by Team Impact. Haven't been shown just yet. This is our clean feed just below us, in between us right now. As much as I don't like anything getting in between me and Zeph, VSL clean feed is the only thing that's allowed right now.
Yep.
So we had a question in chat about the games happening earlier today. There is going to be a second best of 7 between Team Rogue and Team Hero. That's going to be straight afterwards. Just doing the first round of winners bracket today. Then, then next week we continue with the VSTL. It's going to be it for this week, after tonight. Of course, there's Corsair Cup on afterwards, pretty much like I think only a couple hours after the stream finishes, it's going to be Corsair Cup.
Yeah, it's maybe like 5 hours from now or something. I don't know. Check Team Liquid, it'll be on soon. So plenty of StarCraft happening on this channel. Come on, show us who the player's going to be. Enough talk, Maynard.
Yeah, these people they just like to talk a lot, don't they? We just want to see video games. We want to cast StarCraft. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
That's it. Know what I mean, bada bean?
I can't wait until Lost and Zeph. We're going to have a good time.
We will. I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm actually kind of glad to be casting tonight because it means I stay up a little late. I'm hoping to be tired enough for the flight in the morning because I got to get up at like 6 or something to get to the airport on time.
You're flying direct to LA?
Yes.
Direct? Direct's okay. Layovers suck, so that's not too bad.
Layovers.
I think the flight to LA is what, 13, 14 hours?
Yeah, it depends on the wind, but yeah, somewhere in that ballpark.
Not too bad.
So do you have a layover then? Do you stop in Sydney or something?
I do, yes. I go from Sydney to Dallas-Fort Worth, and Sydney to Dallas-Fort Worth is actually a 16.5-hour flight straight.
Why Dallas?
I don't know. I'm going to go to Dallas-Fort Worth first, and then from Dallas to Austin.
Because, actually, it's probably cheaper, yeah. I did that flight on the way home the other day. The other day. Last time I went.
Just the other day. Just quickly came home from Texas, yeah.
I think it's going to be more of a killer if you're heading over there. Who's going to be Maynard?
Forte.
Yeah.
TVP coming up. Seen a couple already. See you one more.
Alright. Well, Forte, potentially the weakest player in this top 16, but he may surprise us.
Yep, the last draft pick. Oh, looks like Team Impact's all about the fist pumps. I like it.
They're probably egging him on the side where we can't see.
They're like, come on, kid, you can do it. It's only classic easy, right?
He doesn't look too confident, but we'll see. We'll see what he can throw out. He has had a bit of a rough time against Protosses lately. He has lost 2 patients and deer in the VSL in the individual league that led up to this.
That's true.
So that's a bit tough, but he has also taken out some really tough Protosses in the past as well. So can't count him out by any means.
Bissell Reef will be the next map here for Game 5. Shout out to Hazel CL for Twitch Prime resub 3 months in a row. Attaboy and or girl. Well done. It's pretty cool to see what Forte gets done here. I think it was previously known as Salvation.
Oh, was he?
I think so.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Oh, look at that glowy map. This is Zest's favorite map. It's actually my favorite map as well.
Yeah, it is a very pretty map, and I like the effect of when things die, they float up.
That's right. Top left here, this is Forte.
And in the bottom right, this is Classic.
Sounds like we're pretty synced up. In Memory HS with a brand new sub from Twitch Prime, and Monteune with a 2-month resub. Here they come, Zeph. It's the Passion Lords. They are rolling in one at a time.
Thanks, nerds.
Thanks, nerds.
Support is always appreciated on the BaseTradeTV channel.
That's right. The #1 community SC2 casting spot here, the channel. Money is in safe hands. I like that they had the little, I think the little K on the player portraits just at the bottom there is to say that the Classic has 1 kill. I think that's what that means.
Oh, I totally didn't even notice that until now.
Yeah, it's just at the bottom there. I mean, my upload's not incredible, so it may be a little pixelated, but, you know, Oz now I'm doing best. I'm actually getting NBN next month.
Really?
Yes.
Apparently, I'm on the list to get it soon, but I'm really not getting my hopes up.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of things that could go wrong as well on this end, so we'll see. Classic with a cheeky probe here. Got to go for a proxy Stargate.
I've seen a lot of these lately.
Stargate's just a good tech choice, Seth.
Yeah.
Ah, didn't get that CC block.
Quite often we see the Protosses get away with proxying it too. It's not a huge deal to hide it. So it's a pretty reliable strategy despite it being a proxy, and he can just float on in there nice and early, and Forte might be in for a nasty surprise with this Reaper coming out there. We'll see if he actually bothers to touch on those common proxy locations. The other one is down towards the 3rd base.
Yeah, down with
like
the
he may head across
near the grass, but it looks like the Reaper is actually going straight into the Protoss main, so this Proxy Oracle could potentially do a lot of damage to Forte here. Unless your core is already out. I mean, if you're going to proxy some tech, you want to get that Moko out nice and early because she is your only early game defense. The Reaper actually leaves. Huh. He's like back in... He's pussyfooting around a little bit, Zeph. He's back and forth, and he's coming in here for a look now. He's going to see a lack of a pylon and go, ooh, actually not even that. The Adept completely denies this Reaper. If he doesn't go into the main, he actually dies. Alright. Well, that's a bad start for Forte. He is getting a Cyclone. Looks like he's feeling like a proxy is on the way, so he's caught this.
Oh, SpaghettiOs.
Well,
Mothership Core is on the way, as is a couple of Adepts, plus the Oracle is about to arrive as well. And Forte, he does have that bunker finish. He's got a couple more Marines coming out. But he may lose a couple of structures here. Forte
actually seems pretty ready for this, actually. I mean, the one thing he's not ready for is his Oracle.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he doesn't have that many units. The Cyclone will start to tickle this Oracle, but only shield damage so far.
Yeah, gets out of that Cyclone lock-on, and it's back in again. Now the reactor goes down. That's actually a nice pick-off there for Classic. Only 1 Marine at a time out of that barracks. And putting damage on that supply depot as well, which will actually... That'll supply block Forte if he gets it.
Oh, one more hit. There we go. Down it goes, and he can even take some pot shots off on that natural again. A Void Ray is going to follow up here, though.
Yep.
And Classic still hasn't gone for the expand. He might soon. He's saving up the money.
Yeah, so, this is a one-base all-in here from Classic. As I said, he is a little bit of a crazy player. He's a little bit like Hero. Oh, nice, getting that Oracle there. But he already Classic doing a lot of damage. This Void Ray is going to help out a ton, and he's expanding behind this. So, being 6 probes up at this point, considering the amount of workers that he's killed, pretty nice. Forte does still have his natural CC. Can't float that over. But it's not out of the woods yet. Sees that Void Ray.
Yeah, just got to be a tad careful. The Oracle is still here to help out. It's going to try and take those Cyclones on, actually, but this is going to deny the natural base for just that little bit longer.
Yeah! Oh! Wintermine connects with the Void Ray there, and now shoes on the other foot. Classic needs to pull back. He's got a second Void Ray out, and maybe not. Oracle coming in here for a bit of damage, doesn't quite get it.
Classic is looking to keep up the pressure. Oracle's still here. He's about to get another Void Ray. Hopefully it can stay alive when it pops out. This looks like Forte has had more than enough of this.
Yeah.
Even the overtime in that pylon. Oh, Classic. He's being such an annoyance right now, and he's just going to slip right over this airspace and go back in for some more SCV kills.
Yeah, turret's done though, and Viking's out as well. So actually Classic's starting to lose a little bit of punch out of this force now. This pylon looks like it's going to go down. No more overcharge left. Does depower that Stargate. Charge coming down from the Void Ray, and this is why it's getting patched, as it just chases down a Viking and kills it. Recall here from Classic to pull back, and it looks like we're going to have to recover, and both players are going to have to head into this mid game.
Yeah, very nicely done. Forte does eventually clean that up.
Oh, he's going to get the Oracle.
He does them pretty well. Oh, nice.
Nice, man. That's a sick move from Forte.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that mine will go down, but
it's paid for himself.
Paid for himself.
Yep, that's right. So both players, you know, taking a bit of damage. Forte's taking damage from Protoss killing his stuff, and Classic's taking damage from the fact that he's put a lot of money into his army and to his proxy and not into his economy. So both players with a pretty similar worker count. Of course, with Chrono Boost and that sort of thing, can get probes out pretty quickly, generally faster than the other races. So, Terran, gearing up for that big bio-transition stim and combat shield on the way at the same time as +1. Forte's looking good as he heads into this mid-game.
Yeah, Forte, he was behind about 6 workers, but he's catching up nicely. I love the use of that Wintermine out there just in front of the base, so Classic may take an unfortunate hit to the face in a little bit when he marches out there, but he's taking up a fair bit as well, grabbing the glaives for those adepts.
Yep, resonating glaives.
And yeah, has himself a robo too.
Yep, you need those robos because he's going to be needing an anti-Widowmine capability, but of course this is Classic, so he's going to go for the more aggressive option first. After that first Observer is going to go for the Prism. See what he can get done. Cyclone here delays the third base of Classic. Nice little move there from Forte. This is a double dropship, so this is like a really delayed 2-on-1, but it won't have stim by the time it gets over here. Stim takes quite a while. We'll have +1 in combat shield though.
Yeah, so this is a pretty good timing for him to throw out that double drop. There's a couple of medevacs. We'll see if he's actually able to get any damage done. Unfortunately, that mine not going to be long for this world. Nice positioning with this Void Ray actually denies that. Void Ray does go down, but it's pretty hurt anyway. And actually is a bit of a distraction at the third base, so he does get to unload a little bit here in the natural.
That's right. A little bit of damage done. And leaves. Sorry about those Nardborks, guys. It's the puppy getting pretty excited. See chat lighting up going, it's doggo, pork, pork. We got the Warp Prism coming in here. It took a lot of damage though, so be careful. There's Widowmines in here. Get out of there, Adepts. No! That was my play-by-play casting. I hope you guys liked it.
It was top notch.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
That's why I get to go to WCS events.
Nice.
So Blink follow-up here for Classic. Nice choice. Quite like Blink in general. I like Blink and Colossus, actually. I think that's a really cool unit comp for Protoss against Terran. Liberators on the way here for Forte. Blink just good overall because Liberators are a thing they'll have to deal with. And he lost his Stargate, of course. So he's going to have to rely on his ground army to get rid of it. Dark Shrine follow-up here for Classic.
And I'm not sure, has Classic seen this force move out?
I don't think he has. He's going to get caught. Maybe lose a pylon straight away here. Mothership Core is not here to defend. She's going to have to float on over. Oh no, she's in the natural. Looks like some Widow Mines getting dropped, but double overcharge will actually clean up some of the mines, but not all of them. One does land, and a push here from Forte at the same time. Beautiful multitask from Forte, actually, doing a lot of damage. I actually felt like he could have taken that fight. I would have stayed and stimmed a bit more. But
yeah, he's playing pretty carefully, but he got a really good snipe on that model to get 3 probes. Yeah, okay, he's not actually going to be able to get a second hit off on that mine, which is a bit of a shame, but he's got the right idea. But similarly, Classic is going to give him a taste of his own medicine, warping in while he's not at home. Very nicely defended from Forte there.
Yeah, one Adept still alive, and she will get some SCV damage done. This Liberator will sort her out. Phew! Down she goes. Alright, so I actually quite like Forte's position right now. He is looking great in economy. His army is lovely, upgraded. It's got to have 1-1 very shortly. He's got a Fusion Core on the way for Liberator range. I really love Forte's position. I think he's well ahead. No upgrades for Classic yet. In fact, he's just getting a Forge now.
Indeed, but he's got some sneaky snake DTs.
That is true. No turrets here at this third either.
Oh, no detection.
And how much scan has he got? Like 1 scan there on the natural.
Maybe 2.
Oh, if he drops a mule, he's completely out of scans.
Oh, he's going to lose some workers. He's not even in his bases right now.
Classic, you cheeky boy. And now Forte needs to deal with this. Stimming ahead. Does have scans now. Fusion Core done, making his turret. He's going to get 1 DT. Will he get the other on the extractors? Look like not getting controlled here by Classic. Going to lose 2 DTs. I think a third one's still alive, nailing on that wall. Meanwhile, an Adept warp in with a DT to help out as well in the natural. The Adept shade into the main. And this is the power of Protoss. Using the multitask of Classic to get damage done across the board. And this one makes a nice little... It's a nice little move from Classic to get him back into this game.
Yeah, he's doing pretty well. I mean, 15 SCVs have gone down throughout all of this. And Forte, all things considered, I think he hasn't handled this too badly, but he's just going to be in 3 locations at once. And that's the main problem. He's actually going to lose a big chunk of army out here. Medevac going to go down. Very nice snipes from Classic there. So
Classic's been doing a couple really great moves here, and he's starting to make things a lot more even for him. Again, though, we have to take into account that 2-2 is on the way for the Terran, and +1 nearly done for the Protoss on attack. So, well and truly, the Terran's army is stronger. Especially with Liberators on the field and with the Liberator extra range there. Just at 3/4 of the way done. And ship weapons nearly done as well. Oof, this is a powerful Terran army.
It is indeed. And Forte is still looking good, all things considered. Still ahead on workers, ahead on upgrades. Can look towards a 4th base soon. Classic, if he gets that 4th base up, is going to be looking pretty alright too, though, because his army is pretty fleshed out at this stage. If he takes a favorable engagement, he could definitely do some extra damage to Forte.
Oh, I don't know, man. These Liberators are just going to be like, hello. Oh, that's it, though. Classic picking off them really quickly. Good start for Classic in this engagement. The Liberation Zone's getting dropped here, but a little bit late to the party. Forte's army still better, though. Still bigger. Classic is warping in, but not at this attacking force. He's warping in back at home.
And, did he lose the warp prism?
I'm not too sure. Can't check units tab.
Yeah, I think he might have, because right now would be like prime time to have some units warping in the back. But he's unfortunately not able to do that just yet. Adepts are shading forward to try and see where this army's actually at. Forte sieges up once again, taking a 4th base behind this, so if he's aggressive, that keeps Classic off his back while he tries to secure that. And it looks like Classic is getting away with his own 4th base though. Yeah,
a couple of Adepts shading through, and they only need to one-shot workers here. They're going to get taken out probably by this production reinforcement of Forte here. Forte and Classic's army marrying up in supply, but again, 2-2 is done for the Terran, +1 flyer attack also done. So if Forte is spread out, he could definitely lose a good chunk of his army. Alternatively, he could lose a lot of his natural here if... Well, looks like Classic's going to commit to a big attack here. Lots of Liberators back at home. Some Liberators on the attack as well. Forte not controlling his army. A lot of it being stuck behind his stimmed Marines and Marauders. And Classic hitting into the natural with a big Adept Stalker army.
Nice siege up position here. He's covering that Nexus so well. There's just not going to be any contest there, even if there were units on Classic side of the map. In fact, I'm not sure if there's any at all. Everything is being dedicated to killing Forte's base.
Zeph, you know what they say, never base race a Terran.
Yeah. Oh man, these adepts. Oh, they're just melting.
Yeah, too many. That's like 5 Liberators there, completely shredding everything coming up that ramp. That was definitely an overextension from Classic. But Classic still with more workers than Forte. Forte's taking a bigger hit to his economy than Classic has. So he's got that going for him. But that said, this is a Terran army that he can't really deal with. All this DT though. Does he have scans? Yes, he has.
He certainly does. And another position here with the Liberators while he stims down all of these key buildings. Classic has killed an insane amount of workers a little bit sooner than Forte has. Forte up 40 probes. He's still cleaning this up. Can Classic clean this Force of Forte up? It's very hurt. There's not a lot of medevac energy left, and in fact, he's going to get these Liberators sniped.
That's actually a huge pick-off getting these Liberators. That's a big pick-off there for Classic. That's a lot of the punch of Forte's army gone here. Classic's army now a fair bit bigger, and catching up with the upgrades as well. +3 attack, though, on the way for Forte. I think his +3 armor got denied. He lost his engineering bay, I think. But still, tons of Terran army. Liberator is the scariest part here, but of course, Classic's army is nimble, it is quick, it can shade and blink.
Yeah, he's actually looking a little bit better at the moment. He's got a bit more of a worker supply to play with. It's going to be sticky to try and get here, but if he can get past those Liberators, if he can snipe a couple, he's going to be sitting pretty because Forte just really doesn't have the money to keep rebuilding stuff. And Classic has an army that is considerably bigger with better units in it at the moment.
Oh, CC getting a little bit low here. Oh, Stalker's being ferried up into the main to get the kill, and they do get it. That's a CC snipe there. Big pick-off for Classic. That's less scans, less mining, less everything. Losing that base there.
Beautifully done. No, Forte's put up a really good fight in this game, but Classic has just had that little bit more control, I feel, throughout it. And now he is poised to win this game. He's shading with the Adepts into the main. The rest of the bio has to run up there to try and deal with this, but if he leaves the Liberators alone, they are open to being sniped as well. And Forte's stuck between a rock and a hard place.
This kind of looks like checkmate here, where Classic's put his army in a spot where Forte can't actually engage because the Stalkers can come in and help. And then the Stalkers are actually on hold position, denying Forte from getting any damage done against the main army. So Forte across the map here getting some damage done with this little force of Marauders and Marines, actually killing a lot of probes. He's coming up into the main to try and clean up this attack here of Classic, but still more Stalkers defending down here on the low ground with the Immortal as well. Just ferrying up into the main, this Prism being a real pain in Forte right now. Oh, the stim through, the Prism getting a little bit fresh there. Looks like he wants to kill these Liberators. One Liberator does still live and 2 are still alive. The Liberators crush Classic's army there, and Forte completely denies him the win there, and he is actually going to take an upset. Wow.
GG.
Yeah.
Better fist pump that time. Well done. I thought Classic had that, but you know what? That last double drop really sealed the deal there for Forte. If he didn't have that, he was done for, but that was beautifully done, finding a way to do damage while he was contained like that.
Yeah, Liberator's a good unit, Zeph. Engaging in those liberation zones, not super good. Classic was really doing the right moves there until that point. That's the most solid handshake I've seen in this entire tournament so far. So it's all about Forte right now. Big win for him, taking out Classic. Classic is definitely favored versus Forte. You'd be hard pressed. This is a long hand. That's getting awkward now. You gotta let go. Were 2 people holding his hand at the same time just then?
Yes.
I just love Korean StarCraft, Zeph. I love Korean StarCraft so much.
Oh, that was fantastic.
Zest getting his sideburns ready for the camera because he is going to go out here and be the last player for his team. Oh boy. Alright guys, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, Zest's going to come out and see if he can get rid of Forte here and tie up the series. Don't go away. See you soon. Alright, and we're back. Haven't seen Zest taking the field just yet. It's like Kanata and Rena still talking to each other. Zeph and I are also still talking to each other, just chilling. All right, there we go. We see Forte. He is still waiting for his opponent. And it will be Zest. And we've seen that Forte's TVP is pretty good. So, yeah. I actually think this one might be a close one, Zeth.
It could be. I mean, with that performance against Classic, it was a little rough at times, but he pulled out the win, and that's what counts here in the Team League. I would actually call it a definite upset if he is able to take out both these Protoss players and advance his team in this bracket, but it would be absolutely sick to have those wins against his name.
Absolutely would. Forte here with one of the best performances of his career against Classic here in the VSTL. And this is a team league where it looks like everyone's just having a good time and they're relaxed. And it goes to show that if your mindset's a lot different and you come into something scary like a tournament, if your mindset's just treating it like a good time, then your games just go a lot differently. As we see for Forte here, he's going to give a fist bump to his team. There it is! Attaboy! Everyone on Team Impact, yeah, they're telling him to breathe, take it easy. It's only Zest, don't worry. Zest, the face of a killer. He's ready for some terror and blood. UK Precinct, the battlefield here in the bottom left. Winning the last game against Classic, this is Forte, putting his team on match point.
Will he be able to do it again there in the bottom right? This man himself, Zest!
Zero emotion. Newkirk Precinct, one of the coolest maps in the pool. A very, very old map, coming back for Season 1 of 2017 for Legacy of the Void. And actually, surprisingly, a lot of these, you know, some of the older maps like Belcher Vestige and Newkirk Precinct are surprisingly well balanced for today's state of StarCraft. It's amazing.
Yeah, indeed.
I mean, you know, there's slight favors for each race and that sort of thing, but you'd expect the old maps to be way worse balance-wise. That's all.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they were balanced for a different state of StarCraft.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, it's actually really cool to see all these old maps come back in and see what sort of flavor they have these days.
Wondering what's your flavor? Like that boy band song from... I can't actually remember who sang it.
I was just trying to think of that, actually.
Yeah, I don't want to embarrass myself by showing everyone how bad my boy band knowledge is.
Don't worry, mine's not too much better.
So it's Nexus after Gateway here for Zest. Pretty stock standard. A Reaper opening here for Forte, and I like that he's going for a Reaper opening because going for that extra scouting information as a Terran, I think Zest is one of the last people you want to be greedy against. He can be very cheeky and very aggressive.
Yeah, he certainly can. You definitely want to get that scout in early on and see what's going on. Hopefully you can keep that Reaper alive. It is not the most amazing map for a Reaper once you have a couple of units out, but if we keep that alive, then he can come back in later on and either use it as a distraction for a mine drop, or he can just try and scout the tech with that.
That's right. So Scout coming in here, seeing the main. This is a Chrono Booster Gateway. See, Zest wants to defend against Reapers here. Possibly even deny scouting of this Stargate. It's going to be tough to do, though, with a single Adept. Reaper coming up now into the main of Zest to see what is up. I think he'll get a good scout, too. Oh yeah, Azep's out of position, gonna get up there and see that Stargate.
Get a nice loop around that base. If he's super lucky, he'll get a probe, but we'll see what happens. Scouting
information and getting out of there a lot more important. You're gonna keep that Reaper alive.
Yeah, pretty speedy units. Fun fact, Forte actually 2-1 Zest in the GSL Season 1 qualifiers.
There you go. So Forte already recently with a series win over Zest. Probably putting him in a positive mindset here. Of course, we did see that Team Impact telling Forte to breathe and relax before this map, so clearly a little bit of nerves for Forte still. It's the last hope for Team Impact. Oh, sorry, exactly. the last hope for Team Zest. Widowmine here, ready for Stargate pressure. He does know that it's on the way. He saw that with Reaper, so he's all set.
Yeah. That's actually a pretty nice spot there.
Yeah. Viking on the way as well. I don't think this Oracle's going to do too much damage at all.
No, it really shouldn't. I mean, Forte's got all the information he needs. That Viking will be out by the time it's finished. The Phoenix follow-up, I'm curious to see how many Phoenixes he actually churns out if he goes full Phoenix Adept.
Well, Zest used to be the nerd that really loved Phoenix Adept. Yeah, nice mind placement. Well done, Forte.
Yeah,
got him.
Beautiful.
That, I know you don't play Terran, but let me just tell you, from one friend to another, when you play Terran and that happens, it's one of the nicest feelings I've ever had playing video games.
I bet. It looks good.
It feels as good as it looks. So
Terran is my second favorite race, so...
Oh, there you go. I actually quite like Protoss. I did 2 weeks of them and had a great time.
Yes, I heard about your little love affair with the Disruptors.
Oh, I love that Disruptor. Phoenix coming up here for the touch-up. Will it kill the mine before it drops? Yes, it does. Nice. Getting rid of that Widow Mine. One less headache for Zest. Viking out, though. Some Marines with that Viking should be able to deal with these Phoenixes. I mean, they're really just for looking around rather than getting too much damage done.
And then we have the Twilight Council coming up behind that with the Forge as well, so we can start churning out those upgrades and heading into those Adepts to flesh out this comp. And, you know, this also gives Zest a fair bit of scouting potential in Forte's base just to keep tabs on what's going on. He should know that those first couple of medevacs will be out soon. And that's the first chance Forte is really going to get to put any pressure on. But with Phoenixes out, that becomes a little bit more difficult.
It is true. And we do see Resonating Glaives here, so it will be Phoenix Adept from Zest. I remember back in IM Katowice, Zest had some really odd games where he would be playing Phoenix Adept and he just wouldn't transition. Like, he didn't know what to do. If Phoenix Adept didn't work, he'd like, he'd float minerals, all sorts of weird stuff would happen that you don't expect pro gamers to do. But, and that was actually on this map when I saw it as well, so, when Zest had a really bad Phoenix Adept game. But, you know, it's been a while since then. I'm sure he's refined his play a little bit. A lot of love to Enketh for 3 months in a row of sub-hype. He says, teams! That's exactly right. It's a team league. Third CC going down here for Forte. The third Nexus on the way for Zest is all done, actually. If that Widowmine was a little bit further south, it would have gotten a juicy probe connection, but not to be the case.
So close.
This is an odd move out from Forte. He knows this is Phoenix Adept, and I mean, Zest has a fair bit of Adepts here. I mean, a lot of it is Phoenixes, though, I guess.
It's a cute move, and it distracts those Adepts. Only Phoenix is on the front lines at the moment. Overcharge goes down straight away.
Oh, it lands. That's so annoying for Zest.
Oh, no way. That was
lands, yeah.
Another bar off. Well, luckily for him, that Observer is floating out just in time, and that final hit goes off. The mine does go down. And, yeah, so Forte heading back to his third base, realizing, yeah, I'm not really going to be able to do too much there just yet. Stim's finished. +1 armor on the way, as well as those concussive shells. So maybe once he gets some more Marauders in the mix, he might be able to go for round 2.
Phoenix is coming through here. The Marine will spot them. They can pick up and shred that Marine to pieces. And they do. Plenty of energy on these Phoenixes as well. So the Adepts and the Phoenixes gearing up and grouping up towards in the middle of the map here. They actually would love to pick this fight. There's not too many Widow Mines here for Forte. Of course, the Adepts did get nerfed by 10 hit points, so the Widow Mines do a bit more splash damage on them these days, but it is still something he needs to be careful of. Picks up that Widow Mine, takes it out immediately. Shade forward from these Adepts. Forte, is he going to let this... well, is Zest going to let this Shade finish? No, he's not. Does get the Observer. And Forte's doing the right thing. He's just chilling. He's amassing his units. He's just going straight Marine straight Marine Mine, and now starting to pepper in those Marauders and getting those Liberators up as well. So Forte making a good move here, rounding out his unit composition. He's not getting a boner. He's not diving in and trying to take out the Phoenixes or Adepts. He's just sitting at home, amassing his army, and going for harassment with his mines across the map. Forte playing this well.
He certainly is, and he's found another spot to drop. Probes are going to have to pull. The Phoenixes don't get there in time to take that out. They will get the medevac for their troubles, which is pretty nice for Zest. But, yeah, just a couple of probes going down there. Forte really just being a bit of an annoyance so far. He's got the armor going up, so he can get into that 2-2.
Get it, Zest. Get it.
I'm waiting for it to go off. Oh, he did get it. Okay.
Phew. So a Phoenix Adept is one of those unit compositions that's good for a while, and then it's just not anymore. It's kind of like Lingbane Muta. If you don't have a transition and the Terrans getting to that late game 3-3, then wow, this is actually a big extension here from Zest. I'm not sure it'll pay off, though. Liberators are here. The Bio is shredding the Adepts up as well. He gets 13 SCVs, though.
He does get a lot of SCVs, but I felt like that was a little questionable. He was completely surrounded by Bio and covered by a Liberator, but at the same time, there's an opportunity to dip in with these Phoenixes and get even more kills. Adepts could be warped in here as well, and Forte is still sieged up at the front, trying to deal with a handful of Adepts.
Yeah, you're right.
So many SCVs, man.
Yeah, this big warp in the main. Brilliant move from Zest, pulling Forte out of position. He's splitting off his forces now. Few forces here at the third to deal with the Adepts that are shading into the middle line, and he has to bring the majority of his army into the main to deal with this big warp in of Zest, knocking him down in the worker count. But even with 21 SCVs dead, Forte not that behind in the worker count, and he still has 3 CC, but he has to clean up this army.
Oh, yeah, this is a really nice spot for Zest. If he can keep this alive, look at the pickoffs on those units shading forward. He might be able to even go behind because he feels like he can't handle it, but there's actually not that much Terran here. Another warp in too.
Yeah, big reinforcement here from the third base with the Liberators coming in to help. This may be enough for Forte. The Adepts are starting to thin out in number. The Phoenix is doing a number on these Liberators. Liberators coming in to reinforce, though. Even more coming in. Phoenixes have to fly through turrets. They get softened up on the way, but it looks like no more Marines left for Forte. Will the Liberators get to finish off these Phoenixes?
Oh my god, Zest is just keeping the pain train rolling here. Gonna take out all the Liberators, possibly. Some of those Phoenixes are getting very low, but there's only 2 or 3 Marines out at the moment, so very well done.
No, Forte's held. Forte's held. Look at the worker count, and Forte's army supply is better as well.
How come Zest's workers are so low?
He's just not been making probes.
Huh. Wait, hang on. Sorry, I'm looking at the army supply, not workers, excuse me. He's fine, he's fine.
Yeah, no, his worker count's okay.
For a second.
I mean, he's got 67, that's plenty.
Yes.
It's going to start saturating that fourth. Sees a scan here from Forte, sees it go down. He knows that he needs to get across the map and start doing damage now. His army supply is not incredible, though, because he has been trading with Zest. But he didn't die just now, so the game does go on. And as I said, when the upgrades get better and better for the Terror, and Phoenix Adepts just gets less and less scary. So there's going to be a transition here from Zest as well. And it does look like he's starting to transition, probably into Colossus. The Colossus Den is on the way here.
Yeah, advanced ballistics finishing up there, as well as the +2 attack, so they're on par for upgrades for the time being. +3 immediately queued up here for Forte. And yeah, hopefully he can put some pressure back on Zest because he's got a 4th base up, so Forte's gonna have to get something done if he leaves Zest alone for too long.
Yeah.
He will be in a spot of bother.
Zest does actually want to have a nice big fight here with this big Adept count. He would love for the Terran to overextend. Forte, though, pulling back, going for a big mine drop at the 4th location. Zest not reacting! Oh! A lot of probes go down there. 7 to those Widow mines. And that knocks Zest's worker count down a little bit, but Forte's not done. Comes another Winter mine. 9 probes going down overall. And these...
Couple of gas probes there, not too bad.
Yeah, these still haven't been dealt with. They're going to be off cooldown soon. Uh-oh.
He does know they're still there, right?
It's a nice little bit of mining time. Phoenix is obviously, when they come in to pick them up, are going to have to be very, very careful. So this is actually denying a lot of mining time here. It's a nice move here from Forte. Forte, of course, is hurting a little bit in economy. Doesn't really have a 4th base done just yet. So, really needs to kind of kill Zest with what he has and what he's able to produce. So there's a pretty large income difference. Forte did just drop mules. He's now able to clean up these mines. Oh, a big hit on that Winter mine, killing some more probes, softening up those Phoenixes as well. And Forte is transitioning into Ghosts now. He's got the Ghost Nest down. Ship weapons getting made and 3-3 on the way. And when 3-3's done, as a Protoss, you're going to want to hope that you have plenty of Tier 3 ready. Those Colossus are coming out 2x2, so Zest should be okay.
Yeah, that's going to be really nice, actually. And their 4th base is being landed now. Forte is up in the top right of the map with, I think, about 3 medevacs worth of units. So he's really going to have to make that count if Zest pushes forward. Because in 2 halves, this army actually can't deal with what Zest has on the ground, I don't think.
No, you're right. So Forte will need all of his forces together if he wants to beat Zest's army, especially now that he's getting some of it shaved off from this big, scary death ball of Protoss. Liberator's getting a bit done on the ground. But he is going to get this 4th Nexus for his troubles. Meanwhile, the 4th CC is down for Forte, and the worker count has evened out.
Beautifully done. Forte is actually playing really, really well here. And if he can regroup, he'll be looking pretty strong. Zest is coming in for some revenge. He wants to kill off those units if he can, but unfortunately, looks like Forte is going to slip on out of there and just retake that base. But there are some units of Zest heading into that 4th base at the moment. There is a planetary here, but the Adepts still kill SCVs pretty quickly.
If they target fire. Yeah, that's the thing. Liberator's getting zones all over. Zest not controlling his army. He's going to lose a lot to these Liberators. Oh my god. Zest getting caught in the middle here, and Forte pushes it back. Too much terror on the dance floor.
Sick moves from Forte. He's going to target down the Colossi, taking out all the juicy tech units that Zest had left, taking out an Immortal. Oh, that Colossus barely lives, but it's so hurt. It's not going to be much use if he keeps up the pressure. He does head back towards his 3rd base and regroup a little bit. But that was really nicely done by Forte. Plus, reattack is finishing. Has finished. Armor is finishing up.
Yeah, and now Forte's army is just better than Zest's. Oof. Zest in a rough spot. This Colossus already very, very hurt. It's going to go down, and here come the Freedom Zones for the Liberators. There's just no punch to Zest's army. I think, yeah, there it is. GG, Forte, the ace player in the end there for Team Impact. Takes out Classic and takes out Zest. What happened? Who put the iron in the Wheaties of Forte's breakfast cereal this morning?
Oh man, teach them to pick Forte last.
That's right. Forte was the last pick. He was the smallest nerd on the team. He was the last pick for the team out of all teams. And he's shown everyone that he is not to be reckoned with. And Team Zest has to go to the losers bracket.
And Zest's team was the one that we looked at and we were like, damn, that is a real good team. And I probably
Beyonce has like, yeah.
Yeah. Might have favored Zest. I mean, I don't know, Beyond is a pretty big force in Impact's team as well, but fantastically done by Forte. Congratulations to him.
Who saw that coming? VSL's just been like upset city, man.
It really has, yeah.
Well, guys, you know what? You know how we just had an amazing series between these two teams? Zeph, guess what?
What?
We have another one.
No way!
You guys, you StarCraft 2 fans out there are so spoiled. You are so spoiled. We're going to have another team match between Team Rogue and Team Hero coming up immediately after this break. So guys, don't go away. I'm just going to run some ads for a little bit. When we come back, hopefully the other teams are getting lined up for us to cast. Cannot wait. We're only 50% of the way through. So many more games to go. See you soon.